Hola a todo el mundo, bienvenidos a mi canal. El día de hoy vamos a estar viendo, lo que vamos a ver hoy. Agárrense lo que vamos a ver hoy. Espero que esto no cause ningún problema. Cuestión pues de que a los chicos propietarios de este video no les moleste que yo esté haciendo una reacción sobre esto. Espero que no haya ningún problema. Pero vamos a reaccionar a la entrevista, porque es un podcast, así que es como una, ajá, o sea, como sí, pero no, ¿saben? Es un podcast, estamos aquí platicando al chismecito, básicamente, que hablaron con Cristina, los chicos de TRC Reactions. Lo siento si no lo digo bien, es que no soy, no soy muy buena hablando en inglés. Bueno, en este podcast yo sigo este canal desde mi otra cuenta, mi cuenta personal. Y en este canal vi que subieron este video donde están hablando con Cristina sobre su experiencia con A2K, con todo el programa y todo eso, y pues sobre ella, sobre su vida. Ustedes saben, pero para quienes no, yo les voy a dar el contexto. Cristina era mi concursante favorita de A2K. Yo amaba ver a Cristina, me encanta su personalidad. Ay, chava, esta bromita que somos primas, no sé qué, no es mi prima de verdad. Pero eso, sinceramente yo tengo muchísima curiosidad sobre lo que piensa Cristina, sobre lo que va a hacer Cristina, porque en lo que respecta a Gina, ya sabemos que ella está sacando sus propias canciones, y que está continuando con su carrera. Sin embargo, no sé qué va a pasar ahora con Cristina y tengo mucha curiosidad. Iba a ver este video sola, se los confieso, por el hecho de que está en inglés. Y pues a veces no entiendo muchas palabras, entonces como que me iba a sentir un poco mal si no podía traducirlo por completo. Sin embargo, veo que los subtítulos también me los genera el español, solamente que son automáticos, por lo que es posible que de vez en cuando salgan subtítulos que no tengan tanto sentido. Sin embargo, más o menos miré un poquito y vi que sí me dice las cosas como muy acertadas al español. Entonces, eso, si hay un momento donde no entendemos muy bien, pues ya será que lo busquemos así, o sea, tipo, veamos si en inglés pues, se entiende diferente, o de plano, si alguien lo entendió mejor, lo explica en el chat o así. Sin embargo, pues eso, en el chat, perdón, lo explica en los comentarios. Perdón, es que estoy más acostumbrada a los en vivos que a los videos. Pero bueno, eso es lo que vamos a estar haciendo el día de hoy. Podcast es de este canal, TRC Reactions. Les voy a pasar el nombre del canal, lo voy a dejar en la descripción también, para que ustedes puedan ir y apoyar directamente el video en el canal. Yo simplemente quiero hacer la reacción y también aprovechar que están saliendo los subtítulos en español para que lo veamos todos juntos, ya que estuvimos viendo A2K y me encantaría que también vieran esto conmigo, y conocer un poquito más sobre Cristina. El video es largo, dura 1 hora con 48 minutos, así que váyanse a traer algo, váyanse a comprar comida, no sé, una bebida o algo, porque vamos a estar aquí bastante tiempo. Y eso, disfruten conmigo de esta reacción a este podcast. Ojalá no tengamos ningún problema y podamos tener este video disponible en el canal para que podamos verlo todos y disfrutarlo todos. Sin embargo, pues sí, si hay problema, no pasa nada, lo tendré que borrar. Así que bueno, vamos a ver. Aquí estamos.
I was really like scared because they didn't show her reaction with her mom for too long. So I was like, let's hope they're not going to show me falling on the floor. But then when I recall, I literally fell as soon as I fell out the door. So like they had to use it.
Yo me acuerdo de eso.
And
Sí me
literally
acuerdo.
mom was like, I didn't even see the camera. Like I didn't see the camera. I didn't see a lady. I just literally just saw my mom. And I was like, Mom, I just met JYP. And then she was like, get up. Like, you need to get up right now.
Out of curiosity, like, how did you take like that comment?
If you know me, you know I'm very logically minded. I don't think with my emotions first ever. So when he said that, I literally like took it as is. I was like, okay, so evaluations came from everywhere. I mean, multiple people then, I guess. Like I don't know. Okay, I get it.
¿Qué? Oigan, estos chicos realmente, a mí me gusta ver sus reacciones. Se los juro, se los juro. Así de, no por quedar bien, de verdad yo veo las reacciones de ellos.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Dame Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
Bang, bang, boomerang.
Yeah, and we have a
Wow.
special podcast today. We have a special guest from the JYP Republic Records TV show A to K. We have Cristina Lopez here today.
¡Hola, Cristina!
So normally when we
Es que mírenla, es tan linda. ¡Ay, te quiero mucho, Cristina!
do a podcast, I like to start off with a random out of the blue question. So mine for you is, what was the first K-pop song you heard this morning, and what was your breakfast meal?
What was my
Fue tu desayuno.
What you had for breakfast?
Ok, eso está mal traducido, pero ajá, o sea, X entendió, ¿no? Le está preguntando ajá, como que qué desayuno.
The first K-pop song I listened to was Puppet Show by XG.
Ok, Puppet Show.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know that song. And then my breakfast.
Amo Puppet Show. He escuchado algunos comentarios, perdón, yo voy a estar hablando mientras ella habla también, porque esto es una reacción. No quiero nomás ponerme al lado de hacerle jaja, jaja. A veces sí me pasa porque no tengo nada que decir, pero cuando tengo algo que decir, prefiero decirlo. Puppet Show es una canción espectacular. No sé por qué hay tanta gente que está diciendo que no le gusta. Porque tengo amistades que me han dicho, no me gustó. Y yo, ¿pero por qué? Sí, está genial. Pero bueno, ya. Ujú.
We had Waffle House. Me and my
Oh.
mom went to Waffle House.
What did
Okay.
you have for waffle house?
Okay, so I get the sausage, egg and cheese hash brown bowl,
Mm.
and then a chocolate chip waffle.
Really?
Ok.
Nice.
Okay.
That's dope. I can't eat it at Waffle House.
Me
What's-
neither. Not anymore.
Why not?
When I walk in, the smell of Waffle House, I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
It's it's the
¿No le
sticky
gusta el
foot for
olor?
me.
Ah,
But you're wearing shoes.
Yeah, true.
I've been to Waffle House too much in my youth, and I can't go no more. I haven't been since like what 20.
nunca he estado en un
13.
lugar así que no sé de qué hablan.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's a long time.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe I'll go back there.
The
Yeah.
flies are like my best friends.
The flies.
I've never actually eaten at a Waffle House.
No?
When I used to intern at Patchwork Studios, I used to have to do runs there all the time,
Oh.
and that completely turned me off from wanting to eat.
Mm,
Like, don't get me wrong, the food smelled good. Like when I would
Yeah.
hand them the food and they would open it, I'm like, oh, that smells nothing like the building.
mm.
Oh my gosh.
But don't mind, I had to work at I had to go always and pick up at one of the ghetto locations. So you know that's probably why. So
Okay.
I stayed away from eating there.
Mm.
But it's great to have you here today.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much for coming.
Fue como muy random porque se pusieron a hablar de la casa del waffle y después fue como, sí. Pony, ¿cómo estás?
Super dope.
So how long has it been since the show actually?
Oigan, no tiene tampoco nada que ver, pero la partecita de aquí atrás, a mí me encantaría tener más discos, solo tengo uno. Bueno, dos si contamos el de Crepúsculo, pero solo tengo uno. Me encantaría, pero como que nunca he comprado mucho de eso porque no me alcanza el dinero. Pero se ven lindo, me encanta.
So we finished filming at the end of July.
Mhm.
And what day is today?
September,
No,
October,
Okay.
October
It's
9th.
October. So like I don't know how many months that is. But that's when we filmed the final episode, like at
Wow.
the end of mid-July, and then we came back
Ok.
Yeah.
¿En cuánto tiempo volvió?
18th or something like that.
Ok, Julio
Okay.
también.
That's not that long ago, but
No.
you know.
Yeah.
So just to take it back, so where did your passion for music come from?
For music in general, so my mom she doesn't like to talk about it, but she is a singer. She's always
Nice.
been a singer. When she was a kid in Brazil, she was in this band, and it was pretty famous. She doesn't
Okay.
like to talk about it. Yeah, and she like sang their like hit single and stuff, and literally is that girl. But her and then my dad They like my
Ok,
dad's
¿dice
a
salir los
musician
subtítulos?
still.
Oh,
Ahí
okay.
está.
Nice.
Yeah, and so
Está diciendo que su papá también es como músico
they would
He
like
we play bass, guitar.
he
He
plays
plays.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
y que toca todo.
Oh, he raps. He's a rapper.
Rapea,
nice.
ajá.
And he produces and he does everything. He's like a musician of all music.
okay.
But yeah, so music has kind of always been everywhere. And then at church, they were like the worship leaders of our church. Like she would sing and then he would play the piano. And then
Ok.
my mom always says that like when she was pregnant with me, she was like up until 9 months up on that stage singing. So I've always been meant for the stage.
And the dancing come from the same place as the love for music as well?
No, well, no, as in like from my parents, no.
Okay.
Ok.
My mom, like, in terms of the dancing I do now, no. She put me in ballet as a kid. I
Okay.
feel like every dancer starts in ballet.
Yeah.
Like when
Mhm.
you just learn how to walk. I started out in ballet, and then I was like, ugh.
Yo como, no quiero hablar de mí, pero es que me gusta como que también contar pues experiencias y platicar y platicar con ustedes y así, porque me siento como si yo estuviera sentada hablando también con ellos y así como de amigos, ¿no? Todos juntos, entonces eso, la verdad es una cosa como que muy de, literal, las mamás te meten a ballet cuando eres pequeña porque tú quieres bailar o ya sé que ellas quieren que bailes y tal, y ese no fue mi caso y luego yo me acuerdo que le dije a mi mamá, ¿por qué nunca me metiste a ballet? ¿De qué? Porque pues me empezó a gustar mucho el baile, pero ya cuando ya estaba más grande y me costó mucho trabajo, tipo agarrar como más flexibilidad, otras cosas por lo mismo, porque no había tomado clases de ballet cuando era más chica. Entonces, ajá, o sea, qué bueno que la mamá de Cristina la metió a ballet.
The music is so slow. So then I went into like jazz, hip hop. I like
Nice.
explored a
Mhm.
lot. Okay. And then I like was like, "Ugh, I don't know about dancing. So then I tried like gymnastics. And I was like, ooh, maybe something more like hardcore. Get ripped. Didn't end up working out. But then when I fell in love with K-pop, is when I was like, wait, you can dance to this. And then my dancing like came in my brain and I was like, yeah.
Do you remember the first K-pop song?
I
that you
do,
got
and I
into?
say it all the time, and it's kind of
Está mal la traducción, pero están preguntando si recuerda cuál fue la primera canción que escuchó y ella dice que sí, que siempre lo recuerda.
actually it's not embarrassing. I used to be embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed
Que actualmente no la avergüenza, pero que, ajá, o sea, tipo, como que sí la
anymore. It's
avergüenza.
Mic Drop by BTS.
Qué culero puso mic drop el traductor. Mic drop de
Oh,
BTS.
that's not bad.
Why am I
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
I
That's
don't
really
know.
good.
I just feel
Why?
like because that's the song that like got me into K-pop.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And because they were like my first everything BTS was.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's everybody's story. You know,
Okay,
they're
I
like,
understand
"Oh,
that.
BTS." At least it wasn't like Dynamite or something.
No, sí, comprendo lo que está diciendo porque mucha gente como que critica de, ay, ¿te gusta el K-pop? Porque nada más te gusta BTS. Ay, es que ARMY, así, ¿no? Como que, ajá, sí entiendo por qué ella dice que le avergonzaba, no porque estuviera mal, no porque Mic Drop sea una mala canción o BTS sea un mal grupo, sino porque la gente era pesada. O sea, hace años la gente era pesada con el tema de que si les decías que me gusta BTS, era como que te querían quemar viva, ¿sabes? Era como que, ay, no, ay, BTS, ay, es como, por favor, o sea, ay, qué bueno que ya pasó ese tiempo, al menos en mi círculo social, ya la gente ya no está como criticando nunca a BTS para nada, al contrario, o sea, toda la gente es libre de expresar qué les gusta y qué no les gusta. Si les gusta BTS, ¿cuál es el problema? Ajá.
I was like
BTS es genial.
back there. But yeah, it was Mic Drop. And I learned the whole dance and
Oh, okay.
yeah. it
So,
was-
like you said, at least it wasn't
Luego
mic
se
drop,
aprendió el
right? 'Cause
baile.
for us, it was
Ajá.
Blackpink. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
Yo
so-
también me sé un poquito del baile de Mic Drop.
Blackpink was my first girl group. Ever.
Oh,
Ok,
Yeah.
Blackpink es su
Okay.
primera
I was like
girl group.
shocked. I was like,
Ok, Bumbaya estaba como,
what is going on? It's so different
Mhm.
than what boys do.
Yeah.
I didn't even think like there was like a girl version of it. For so long I was like, oh, I guess like boys, because I found BTS and then I found like 17 and I was like,
Nice.
oh my gosh, they're such a big group.
oh. Yo, la verdad, ni me acuerdo. Creo que mi primer grupo de K-pop que haya escuchado yo, o sea, el primer grupo que escuché, si yo no estoy mal, fue After School, pero fue el primero que escuché literalmente, o sea, que estaba como en un lugar y estaba sonando After School y estaba viendo un ensayo de unas personas bailando una canción de ellas. Eh, pero creo que los primeros grupos que empecé a escuchar yo por mi propia cuenta, en plan, como que estaba guardando canciones de esos grupos en mi playlist, eran Girls' Generation y Ladies Code. Ya de ahí, o sea, empecé a conocer un montón de grupos. Eso, no sé, ¿cuál fue el de ustedes? Yo quiero saber. Ajá. Quería también comentar, o sea, de eso, porque me da curiosidad saber qué grupos escucharon ustedes primero y, ajá. Pero en mi caso creo que fue al revés, o sea, en mi caso primero conocí los grupos de chicas, y después lo de chicos.
Synchronized. And then I found out girls do it, and I was like,
Ajá.
oh, yeah. Whoa, that means I can do this too.
Right.
Whoa. So, yeah.
Ujú.
That's great. And just out of all of that, did that like make you want to just dance more just because of how you seen like Blackpink and BTS?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I started doing research on like how do they get that good and that synchronized?
Mm.
And then I found the whole like trainee culture and
Mm.
like all that kind of stuff. And I was like, what do you mean you dance for 16 hours a day? Like,
Ujú.
what do you mean? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
16
then I was like at home.
También me gusta que hace años como que he estado cambiando mucho esto, porque digo, los trainees siguen entrenando por mucho, mucho tiempo, pero lo que quiero decir es como que antes la gente los satanizaba y hablaban como de, oh, es que son tan explotados todos y, oh, y el lado oscuro del K-pop y así, y ahorita siento que ya no es así, o sea, porque siento que realmente las empresas, tal vez no todas, pero sí muchas están cambiando todo eso, están siendo más responsables, están siendo más cuidadosos hacia sus artistas, están siendo como mucho más tranquilas sus prácticas. Yo sé que no de todos los grupos, pero sí hay casos, ¿no? Entonces, eso, o sea, como que me agrada saber que viven en un ambiente más seguro, más tranquilo, y no tan, como de que los exploten o así. Sin embargo, sé que sí hay casos todavía, desgraciadamente, de grupos que luego también pues cuentan sus experiencias y está feo, ¿saben? Está muy feo. Entonces sí es como, ajá, o sea, es impresionante lo que hacen los idols, impresionante el tiempo que entrenan y toda su dedicación y eso, este, muy admirable, muy, muy admirable. Y no está bien que luego las empresas se aprovechen de eso. Entonces eso, fuerza para los idols, a todos. Ojalá todos siempre sean libres, pues de hacer sus cosas, ¿no? Ojalá todos siempre estén bien, no estén pasando por un momento así de explotación y esas cosas. Sin embargo, sé que sí hay temas todavía al respecto.
I'd be dancing for like 4 or 5 hours. And my mom would be like, Tina, stop.
Ujú.
I'd be like, you have no idea. These artists, they practice for 3 times longer. If anything, I'm slacking off. So, yeah.
So you were a little bit of a rebellious kid?
Mhm.
Oh.
Not rebellious in like I would. Okay, I was like really. I'm just I was just sassy because I have 3 brothers. So
Oh,
okay.
okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. That makes
yeah,
sense.
so I was like, yeah, my way or the highway, especially with my brothers. But yeah.
So, so for choreography, how long does it take you to like pick up a song now? Because we've done it.
Ok, más bien le está preguntando cuánto tiempo le toma escoger una canción, porque recoger, ¿cómo?
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
yeah,
Ajá.
but it's yeah.
It's all good.
But like, how long is that process? Like when you hear a song and see choreography.
hmm I think it definitely depends on the choreography, but I can
Ok, la
confidently say
coreografía.
right now, the Christina right now, it could take me like 2 hours
2 horas.
That's crazy.
to
That's
learn the whole
amazing.
thing. Yeah,
That's impressive.
a
'Cause-
chorus, 15 minutes.
Nice.
Sí,
So-
depende de la
so,
canción,
like,
depende
are you
cuánto
watching
dure,
and
depende de
pausing
la
it and,
dificultad.
Slowing down the speed.
Like, are you just
So-
scanning it and it's just like,
Like-
got it, you know?
Yeah, or
No.
you don't even do 50%. You just going straight to 100.
So it depends. Like I have my little method. I watch it 3 times,
Okay.
Okay.
full speed, no matter what. I watch it 3 times. I like watch, but it also depends if it's like for my team. If it's like for my team where I have to learn the formations to teach them, I watch it for the formations, and then I watch it for the moves, and I watch it for like the
Ok.
little
Está medio mal traducido, pero se entiende.
details of like how they're synchronizing themselves. But if I'm just learning it for myself, I watch it 3 times to like get it, and then if I don't get it, I slow it down and do it twice and then full speed. But then if I get it after watching it, then I just go straight to full speed.
Ujú.
So I can imagine all that experience just that comes into a play when you just, you know, you can just look at a dance and just do it. I would expect since you've been doing it for so long, you can just study it and know and be familiar with certain moves and everything like that.
Yeah, and I think it's also like because when I was like doing the bulk of my K-pop dancing was through COVID.
Oh,
Wow.
So
okay.
like I didn't have a teacher anymore to like
Creo que está hablando más bien del COVID,
show me like
que no
be here in
podía salir
my face,
Right.
show me the moves, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of
y que tuvo que
a lot of
aprender
people
sola.
actually like can't learn stuff from a video, and they're like dancers, and they're like they can't. They're like, no, I need somebody here doing the counts. with
Sí,
me,
eso es
and they're,
cierto.
like, doing
Yeah.
Eso es cierto. Últimamente se están popularizando las clases de K-pop. Hay gente que critica eso y que está diciendo como, ah, ¿cómo que clases de K-pop? O sea, y es como, o sea, hay personas que se sienten más cómodas con un maestro, con un maestro que les esté diciendo cómo mover el cuerpo hacia qué lado y todo eso, y no solamente ellos tratando de copiar la coreografía. ¿Por qué? Porque si requiere, o sea, a veces sí es más complicado tratar de copiar la coreografía por tu propia cuenta y hay personas que se sienten muy cómodas con el hecho de que alguien más les enseñe. Y no está mal si eso es lo que quieren, o sea, si quieren tomar una clase de K-pop, ¿cuál es el problema? Pero bueno, ok, que vine a ver a Cristina y a quejarme de cómo la gente a veces se queja de cosas muy, pues muy como de... Como que te quedas porque te estás quejando de esto que tiene de malo, ¿no? Ajá.
you know what I mean?
right, right, yeah.
Yeah, but like I
Ajá.
kind of had to force myself to like learn through the videos,
Okay.
and now it's like a new acquired skill. I feel like a robot.
Hey, I mean, that's great though. I feel like that's a great skill. I
That's a
mean,
great skill.
especially when it comes to dancing, because I couldn't even imagine just
Sí.
looking at a dance. Yeah, 1, 2,
Man.
3, but you know, that's just me.
Consejo para los que quieren aprender bailes de K-pop y no tienen quien les dé una clase o quien les enseñe, contrátenme, no, no es cierto. Yo no soy maestra. Pero, consejo, pueden poner el video Dance Mirror, porque cuando pones Dance Mirror está como volteado. Entonces, cuando está volteado al revés, tipo tú nada más le copias como si estuvieras copiándolo en un espejo. O sea, literal, él levanta esta mano y tú levantas la misma. Y es sencillo cuando pones el video muy lento. Y empiezas como primero a copiar lo que hacen sus brazos, luego empiezas a copiar lo que hacen sus piernas, luego haces ambas cosas juntas, ¿no? Y todo eso, empiezas a ver varios movimientos y es una, como dijo Cristina, es una habilidad que vas adquiriendo con el tiempo y ya después ya lo sientes más fácil y más rápido y todo. Pero al principio cuesta trabajo. Pero si alguien de ustedes tiene interés de bailar canciones de K-pop, no tienen quien les enseñe y todo eso, es una gran forma de hacer que funcione, que te la aprendas tú, como de forma lenta, copiando los pasos de uno por uno y todo eso. Porque, ajá, o sea, eso te ayuda demasiado, demasiado para que puedas ver bien, cómo levanta el brazo o qué hace y todo eso, y eso le ayuda a muchos bailarines que hacen covers de K-pop.
Absolutely. So can you tell us about your dance crew? Because you have a dance crew, you have a dance studio.
Ok, dice que tiene un
So tell us
estudio de
about
baile, un equipo de baile.
how
Yo he
you
visto
came
lo
up
del
with the idea
estudio,
of
sí.
starting a dance studio, and tell us about your dance crew because we met 2 of the members. It was Tori and Gustavo
Oh yeah.
Tori y
at the
Gustavo.
event because y'all did Misamo,
La verdad no sé de qué evento hablan, pero ajá.
and y'all killed it by
Which
the
was,
way.
it was amazing.
Destroyed
Like,
it.
y'all killed
Destroyed
it.
And
Yes.
like not just on stage, by the way, because after the stage, I just was just chilling out.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there was like a circle. I
Right.
saw Gustavo's legs in the air.
No, literally.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yes,
Serious.
yes.
I
Oh,
was
he's
not
breakdancing?
playing. No.
No.
No, he's like flipping around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
flipping.
Yes.
Yes.
I told
He
you. I
was
was just
not
like, look at,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So y'all were really, really impressive. So
Yeah.
how did you come up with the idea of doing the dance studio? And tell us about your crew.
So my dance studio, I actually started out, I opened a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
like, let me be a little YouTuber, make some quick money. You know what I mean?
YouTube is cool.
Yeah, and I was like, and since I like K-pop and, I consider myself like kind of funny, I'll just post like reaction videos like, to music
So,
videos and
yeah.
stuff like that. I tried it. Since we're working on a budget, I was the one editing my videos.
Gotcha.
I'm
Understandable.
just like, no, I just can't edit. It just takes so
No.
long. And then I'm so picky. Like, I'm such a
Ya,
perfectionist.
sí,
I'm
la
like,
entiendo, sí entiendo.
everything needs to work. This scene.
Eso es cierto, eso es muy cierto. Yo no edito los videos y ustedes se dan cuenta, o sea, tipo, sí los edito, les pongo música y eso, pero lo que me refiero es como que no hay una edición muy grande de que de repente la cámara se acerque a mi cara y de repente salgan letras aquí, letras por allá y todo eso. Primero porque es una reacción y lo que intento con esto es que se vea lo más genuina posible, como que, ajá, o sea, puede que haga alguna cara rara o alguna cosa rara, pero como que quiero que se vea nada más y ya, que se vea lo que estoy haciendo, lo que estoy diciendo y todo eso. Sin embargo, no tiene nada de malo editarlo tampoco. Sin embargo, editarlo lleva muchísimo tiempo. O sea, incluso lo que yo edito, que es muy poco, como que tipo el corte del inicio, la musiquita y todo eso, y que de repente sí le corto cuando pasa algo, algún ruido, alguna cosa, y luego le corto y ajá. Es muy tardado, muy tardado. Entonces entiendo por qué Cristina dice eso sobre la edición, porque sí es complicado editar videos, es difícil aprender a hacerlo. Yo no siento que sepa editar videos muy bien y por eso mismo no me atrevo luego a meterle mucha edición a estos videos. Sin embargo, sí con el tiempo quiero empezar a meterle un poquito más de cortes, más edición, más todo eso. A lo mejor no 1000 zooms a mi cara ni 1000 letras por ahí y por allá, porque siento como que de alguna manera no es necesario hacer eso en mis reacciones. Pero pero sí me gustaría tener más organizado la forma en la que inicia, la forma en la que como que la reacción, también el final y todo eso. Me gustaría como que ir evolucionando más el contenido del canal. Entonces sí entiendo lo que está diciendo Cristina porque justamente está hablando como de el perfeccionismo que uno quiere tener al momento de editar sus videos y todo eso. Y ajá. O sea, supongo que va a decir algo así como de que por eso no le funcionó. A ver.
Scene doesn't flow properly, and so it would take me like 3 weeks for a video to come out
Mhm.
because I also was in school. I was da da da, So then I was just kind of went to just dancing. Like I was just really
Okay.
dancing, and I started to neglect the YouTube channel. And then my
Mhm.
mom was like, "Hey, you know how you want to make money, right?" And I was like, "Ugh, get out of the studio! I'm
Ah.
dancing." She was like, "Why don't you try teaching people?" And I was like, "No." I was
Oh.
15.
Mi mamá era
So I
igual.
was like, "No."
¿Por qué no les
I'm literally 15
enseñas?
years old,
Y
like-
que no sé qué. Y yo así de, mamá, ¿cómo me van a hacer caso? También tenía como 15 años y yo, mamá, ¿cómo crees? ¿Cómo crees que yo así tan chiquita voy a enseñar gente, no? Sí.
Who wants to learn from like a rap little girl? Like,
Es que Cristina, es que les juro que Cristina la más, o sea, Cristina y yo, de verdad siento como si sí fuera mi prima. No lo es, pero acá, ¿sabes?
I'm just turned 15. And she was like, no, but like you relate to people.
Yeah.
It's like you know exactly how they'd want to hear it, how they'd want to learn it. And I was like, you have a point. So then we made a little Instagram page and it was
Wow.
like So Cristina K-pop Dance Academy. I had one follower, her. And then we rented out like a tiny little studio, literally like this big. Like the studio was this
Oh.
big. There was like 2 mirrors. It was like maximum.
Siento que yo hubiera hecho lo mismo, pero no tuve como este apoyo monetario para abrir un estudio ni aunque fuera algo pequeño, ¿saben? Entonces es muy complicado y admiro mucho que Cristina haya hecho esto.
6 people in there.
Wow.
And my little cousin came to my first class.
Ah.
And I taught her, just kind of practicing on her. And that was like the start. Slowly, very slowly, we started growing. We got like 2 more people, 3 more people
Oh.
coming. And then once we started getting people coming consistently, we
Eso
were
sí
like,
quiero decir, sé que estamos escuchando a Cristina, pero es lo que les dije, o sea, quiero como que también poder platicar con ustedes porque me siento como a gusto con el hecho de platicar con ustedes sobre lo que está hablando Cristina, sobre mis experiencias también, sobre pensamientos que tengo, sobre esas cosas, porque pues sí, al final es mi reacción, ¿no? Y, ajá. Mi propia reacción me hace pensar luego en cosas o recordar cosas. Yo he hecho, nunca he dado clases en cuestión de un propio estudio, pero sí llegué a dar clases en línea y también clases presenciales en academias o lugares así, y es muy linda la experiencia, es muy lindo cómo va llegando más gente, cómo te dicen, ay, ¿me puedes enseñar tal cosa? Ay, hoy, y te hablan muy bonito, así de que, oiga, maestra, o sí, se siente muy bonito, es una experiencia muy linda, muy, 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 muy linda, que de verdad, si ustedes como alumnos, de alguna clase de baile, créanme que sus maestros sí los aprecian, porque es muy bonito cuando sientes como que te están haciendo caso y que aparte de eso están aprendiendo de ti, como que siempre se te quedan viendo así con una carita como de, ay, o sea, como que súper felices, o se te acercan a decirte, ay, me gustó mucho la clase, o ay, me gustó mucho esto, o ay, maestra, 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 no sé qué, y así, ¿no? Llegué a dar clases a niñas muy pequeñas, entonces ellas eran como súper tiernas. Ay, ay, me ponía a llorar. Y, ajá, o sea, qué bueno que Cristina continuó con ese proyecto, o sea, porque dijo lo de su sobrina y me acordé de esto, ¿saben? O sea, me acordé de que, ajá, es como, no sé, es que es una sensación en la que yo siento que Cristina también la llegó a sentir. Y como que, ajá, o sea, siento empatía por ese sentimiento todo lindo, de cómo va creciendo un proyecto así, ¿no?
okay, let's rent out a bigger studio. You know what I mean? So we rented out a bigger studio. I got more people coming, but then like events. I don't know if you know,
Mm,
like, you know what cup sleeves are and stuff.
No.
No.
So like, I
¿Hace
don't
algún
know. It's
concurso?
definitely not just an Atlanta thing, but like in the U.S., because they definitely don't really do it in Korea. There's like, actually, I don't know, but at least in Atlanta, there's like cup sleeves where people will have like Instagram pages for
Oh,
like the groups they like.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say like XG, there's like an XGX Atlanta. And
ok.
they'll
Oh,
like
like a
they'll
fan
like
page.
yeah,
Nice.
and they'll go and they'll host like events at cafes. And like cover groups will go and
Oh,
they'll perform there.
aquí
and
no hay
they're
I've never heard of
eso.
that.
O
Yeah,
bueno,
I've
no
never
que yo
heard of that.
So
sepa.
That's
there's
cool.
like a bunch all the time.
Ujú.
But so those started popping up, and my mom was like, "Why don't you go perform?" I was like, "Oh, perform."
In front of people.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. So I went and I did my first performance, and then people were like, "Oh my god," because like you don't really do it solo for real. Like it's like your team goes, you know.
Sí.
So people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, what's your team? Like, what's your team name?" And I'm like,
Ujú.
"Oh,
Oh.
team name. I don't have a team." So then I ended up there was like a competition that came up.
Uy,
2 years ago.
competencia. Ajá.
And I did a solo, but then I put together like me and my friends, and I was like, "You're gonna be my dance team. We're
Oh.
gonna do this, and we're gonna win the money prize." And so then me and mom, we were thinking for so long, and we came up with Soul of Atlanta.
Me encanta que su
'cause
mamá
it's
le
like,
está
"I
apoyando
soul
mucho.
are of Atlanta." And then Soul Cristina. And then we were like, boom, shakalaka. That's gonna be the team name.
There we go.
Yeah, and then I did the competition. We didn't even place, and we had practiced super
Ok,
super hard.
dijo que no habían quedado en ningún lugar. Lo dijo súper mal el traductor, pero dijo que no, que no
Hard,
ganaron.
but I kind of had to just embrace in my head. I was like, okay, that just means this is something for me to grow now.
Yeah.
So then I had auditions, and it was online, just like through Google Form. Like I made a cute little Google. I was like, "What's your name? How old are you?" Submit a little video of you dancing for like 20 seconds, and then I got my first couple members, which you haven't met. Did you meet Maddie?
No, I don't believe so.
we didn't.
Yeah.
She's the one who took our picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
okay.
she was
She-
there.
She's so it's so
I saw
cute
her
'cause-
dancing on the side, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
She didn't
She
dance
didn't
with
perform.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have this thing we call like ourselves like our different generations because I did like 4 rounds of auditions like as time passed just to get more members. And so she's like
Oh.
from first gen SOA.
Oh,
yeah.
Ok. O sea, ella pedía audiciones. Ah, ok,
So
ok.
like we have that. So I did that like by the seasons and now we're at 13, 14 including me.
Whoa.
We're at a pretty happy number.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So how I know you said like, oh my gosh, teaching. Like how did you develop that style? Like your own style of teaching, I guess. How did that come across, with all the members and everything as time went on?
So I consider like when I teach my classes and like how I am with my performance team like they're like completely different from each other because my performance team it's like we're performing. My
Right.
classes I want it to be more of like, oh, I want you to come and I want you to have fun. Like it's
Okay.
just
Good
fun.
call.
You've never danced in front of a mirror? That's okay. I can be your
Mm.
first time. Like it's just come welcoming. My team, it's more like committed. Like you love
Mhm.
what you're doing. I want you to really express that on stage, like how I am when
Okay.
I go to
Sí.
perform on stage.
Right.
But when I teach, I kind of like told myself when I was 15, I was like, if I went to a class, how would I want the teacher to be? And I was like, personally, when I was a kid, counts were so confusing to me. I was like, I just can't wrap my
Yeah.
head around
Es más como
counts.
sonidos,
So
¿no?
I try not to teach with counts. I teach more like by humming the song or like saying the
Tarareando,
words of the
ajá.
song.
Nice.
So it's more about like, first of all, the fact that we're dancing to K-pop because that's like the whole point.
Right.
And
Mhm.
second, it's like you associate the moves more directly with the song rather than counts, and then now you have to think about, oh, let me put it onto the song and da 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 da.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's my teaching style that I kind of cling onto with my life.
Nice.
And then with my team, I do counts and stuff because it's like,
Yeah,
now
yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing
Okay.
Oh.
yes,
Performance.
formations. Yeah. We compete. We
Mhm.
compete. So now it's more like down to the nitty gritty. So yeah.
Ok.
Beautiful.
I got a question. So, like the Atlanta K-pop scene.
Yeah.
Was it like hard to like find that scene, or is it like, or does Atlanta really like have a K-pop scene?
So I've been to concerts like mostly in Atlanta, but then I also went to a concert in Texas.
Ok.
Because also at concerts, there's like the whole like getting there so
Yeah.
many hours early. You do the
Yeah.
random dance
Yeah.
and then you have the merch and all that stuff. I was expecting all of that to happen. And then when I went in Texas, I was like, so where's the random dance? And they were like, what? And I was like, whoa.
¿Qué?
So I like, and I'm so
Sí, sí,
proud
sí,
to
sí,
say
sí.
that Atlanta is totally a K-pop hub because
Oh.
I love it so much. Like, there's never not a random dance going on right before a concert. Like, never not.
So that doesn't happen in
Oh.
like Texas or anything.
Aquí
like
nunca
Well,
pasa,
so when I
aquí
had
nunca me ha
seen
pasado, pero tampoco he ido a un concierto de K-pop, no, entonces no
Stray
sé.
Kids
Mhm.
was in Texas, and I was like,
Stray
I'm about
Kids.
to chew up this random dance. Like, I know so many Stray Kids dances.
Oh,
And there was just people like
niños
waiting
heterosexuales, decía yo. Buena traducción.
with the merch.
A
I was
ver.
like, you don't want to do like an impromptu, let me pull out my phone speaker.
that
random
is weird because
dance.
we've become so accustomed to seeing that.
Yeah.
Right,
And
exactly.
If we go and see that, it's just like, yo, what's
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
stay in the
yeah.
line. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe it's like the venue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know
Yeah.
at
Okay.
Atlanta, like, people really, they just pull out the speaker like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, make a circle, let's go. Let's go right now.
I think the biggest one we saw
Wow.
was when we first saw Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Oh,
That
in
group,
yeah.
that group, man, it was a
Twice.
whole
Mhm.
Yeah.
world of people there. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
Wow.
been to so many.
Me gustaría
I
vivir una
went to see
experiencia así.
NCT, and there was like, not me, but somebody was doing a random dance like right outside like the venue, and then like a staff came out and was like, please only do SM songs.
Oh, no.
And I was
Aw.
like, that's how you know you've hit it when you have the staff coming out to tell you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Atlanta scene,
Mhm.
they were saying that you were the only one to come out from Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. So
Okay.
was there a lot of people who showed up for Atlanta, or how did you find out about the project?
Oh, I found out. So when I had found out about A2K was when the age requirement was 12 to 16, and my dance team, we cracked so many jokes, but they were
Ok, está rara la traducción, pero está diciendo como que vio el rango de edad de 2K,
like, Christina,
así,
you should do
que lo
it.
encontró por ahí.
But like I had just turned 17, and I was like, you guys are so funny, like so funny. Oh my gosh. But my mom was like, what if you just DM them? Cause my birthday's in May. This was like
Ah,
June.
ok.
And so
Ok.
my mom was like, you literally just turned
Se dijo que
17.
no cumplía como la edad porque ya les iba a cumplir 17, pero que igual la mamá la animó, ¿no?
Like just DM them. And so I DM'd them and I was like, hey, I'm a K-pop dance teacher. I just turned 17, like literally like, last month. Please let me submit an online audition. And then they got back to me like a month later and they were like, oh my gosh, the age requirement is now 12 to 17.
Okay.
Ah, es lo que pasó con Yuna, ¿no? Que pensó que no cumplía el rango de edad, pero luego siempre sí.
I was like, okay.
That was a good call.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
No,
Okay.
had she not said it, I wouldn't have done it.
So it was like an IG post that they kind of put out to market. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then kind of
Yeah,
like to follow off his question, like, was there a lot of people that showed up for the Atlanta auditions?
Yes. It was
Really?
like- so I was the first person there and the first person to go. Because that day I had a performance later
Okay.
at the Korean Atlanta Festival.
okay.
I had
Oh,
to
is-
perform with my team like at like 6 p.m.
Mm.
And like the audition said like you should be prepared to be there like all day. And I was like,
Oh.
please let me go first. Like I have a performance. Da. So I was the first person, so I saw everybody.
Oh, ok.
And there was a lot of people, like 300.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow. Y solo quedó ella.
There was a lot of people, and I saw them all go. All of them.
So I'll come back to the YG thing in a second, but
Mhm.
how was because we know there was 2 rooms, right?
Right.
But they don't show us the first
Yeah.
room.
Right.
So I was just curious,
Oh.
like, how was the first room?
Yo también
Like,
tengo
did they give y'all
curiosidad.
feedback in the first room, or
Mhm.
that you know you was going to the second room because you were the only one that went to the second room.
Right.
So like, how did the first room work?
So technically there was 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there was one, but both were like, you just go in there, you do the audition, and then you leave, and then somebody else is gonna come tell you like, hey, you can go to the second room now, or like, hey,
Okay.
line up for the second round. I wasn't the only one to make it to the second round. It's just that nobody else had passed the second round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So like,
Ok, nadie más pasó la
I
segunda.
remember I was first, right? And then you have like our little badges. So I was like the first person. I did the first round, and they were like, oh, like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Cristina, I'm 17, da, 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 da. And they're like, oh, show me what you did. Like, dance or sing, whatever you're more comfortable, do that first. I danced.
Okay.
And I was like, they were like, okay, you want to sing for me? And I actually rapped.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I
Oh.
rapped the rap from Pink
Dijo que
Venom.
rapeó. Dijo que hizo el rap de Pink Venom. Perdón, es que está muy mal la traducción ahí.
Yeah. So I was like, the black paint, I did the whole thing. And then she was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not passing. There's no way. So then I went out, and then a lady came, and oh, I love her so much. But a lady came, and she was like, so you actually passed? You're going to go to the second room now? And then you like go around the hallway, and you wait. And you have to wait in line. But other girls
Okay.
came and they waited like with me. And it was
Oh,
like a
okay,
girl
sí
who
había
got,
más personas.
like 6th, and then a girl who got like 13th. So you could tell like they were kind of people already from the first round. But then
Ah.
after the second round, you went to an interview thing, where that's where they got like the shots of me like talking about.
Ah.
You had to like film an interview,
Okay.
and then you could do the JYP thing.
Okay.
So nobody made it to the interview thing.
Mm.
And that day, me and my mom were so like out of it because like I was the only one waiting, and they like the staff, they were like talking to me, and they're like they were so cute because the the JYP staff barely know English. So they were like, oh, I like your hair. And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you. But in my head,
Sería
I
yo.
wasn't even realizing nobody else is next to me in line. Like,
Well, in
why
the
is it nobody
video,
else?
when they show it, they just show you and your mom sitting there,
Yeah.
and they show a time lapse of y'all sitting in the chair, and then you see
Yeah,
people
yeah,
coming and leaving, people coming and leaving,
Mhm.
and y'all were the only ones there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's literally what it was
Wow.
like. Because after each round, we had to come back and we'd wait in the waiting room, and then a staff would pull you back out to like tell you your
Okay.
results.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they weren't telling you
Mm.
your results in front of like everybody. That's like not kosher. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
ya.
But yeah, that was what it was like.
Solo te acercaban y te decían, sí, o no, ya vete.
And when you walked out of the room, your mom was waiting for you,
Yeah.
and you fell out. You were like,
Oh,
you were like,
Fue cuando cayó.
I was like, so when I saw the first episode and I saw that like first they had put like Dallas first, I was like,
yeah,
I
they
was-
did. They made it seem like Dallas was the first
Yeah.
stop up.
No, but I was really like scared because they didn't show her reaction with her mom for too long. So I was like, let's hope they're not gonna show me falling on the floor. But then when I recall, I literally fell as soon as I fell out the door. So like they had to use it. And literally mom was like, I didn't even see the camera. Like I didn't see the camera. I didn't see a lady. I just literally just saw my mom. And I was like, Mom, I just met JYP. And then she was
Creo
like,
que no tenía ni idea de que iba a entrar y iba a estar
"You
ahí
need to get
él.
him right now."
That
Wow.
sounds like me. I've been
Yeah,
like,
no.
There's cameras around. What are you doing?
No,
His camera.
literally, she was like, they're shooting. And I was like, oh my God. And then I had to be like, I was like, oh, everything's fine. And I was like on the verge of tears. Yeah.
So that being
Aw.
said, did the auditioning go the way you expected it to go, or was it just like completely not what you expected?
If I'm being dead honest, I didn't even think I was gonna pass the online audition.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like, cause my dancing we had filmed. We just like filmed everything in like one day.
Okay.
And then it was so funny because you had to like submit headshots or whatever for like the little paper of like your profile.
Yeah.
And that was back, I don't know how much stalking y'all did, but I used to have blonde hair.
Okay.
That was back when I had my blonde hair. And like I was literally sitting on the couch and my mom was like, sit up straight.
Oh,
And she like
that's
put the
so,
lamp right here. She was like, okay. Yeah, no, do like a soft smile. And I was like,
that's so smart.
and then that was
Me encanta porque está hablando mucho de, es que mi mamá, y es como genial porque me encanta que las madres apoyen a sus hijas.
like the head. And what was so funny is when we were there, you like when you're checking in, you see like the different profiles. It's like mine with like a ghetto on the couch in my living room. Everybody has like professional headshots done. And I was so embarrassed. But yeah, I didn't even think I was gonna pass the online. And just like every single time, my adrenaline was just through the roof the entire day. Because like from 9 a.m., I was like, oh my God, I'm passing. Why am I passing the next round? And then they didn't tell me that I was gonna see JYP.
Oh.
And I
Ah,
had
no le
seen
dijeron.
the Nitty Project show before. Literally had no idea what was going on.
Okay. So you didn't even expect to see him at all.
No, literally.
Oh, wow.
They were like, so now you have one more
Yo
final
tampoco habría
audition
esperado
round,
verlo.
but this one we're gonna film like with a little bit more cameras than in the last one. Don't be nervous. You're gonna be mic'd up too.
Don't be nervous.
No,
Tell me
literally.
all this.
Literally, they're like micing me up, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, Mikey.
So okay, and they were like, just talk clearly. You know, if you need water, you can just get water. And I'm just like, who's gonna be there? Like, why?
Oh, no.
Literally, why? And then when I'm sitting in the chair, right before I like opened the door, a staff was like talking, and they were like, has JYP gone in the room yet? And I literally like almost had a stroke.
Oh.
Oh,
What?
That's
What do you
crazy.
mean?
Wow.
And then I walk in and I see the man, and I'm like,
dijo que escuchó al staff hablando JYP antes de entrar. Entonces, ajá.
whoa. And then when he was talking to me, and he was like, oh, you're so good. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Bro. Like I can't handle. I haven't even like embraced in my head that you're right here in front of my
It's like
face.
still processing.
No,
you know?
literally.
Yeah.
Un segundo, tengo que... Ok. Es que sentí que moví mi cámara. Está todo bien.
Yeah, and then he asked me to sing and dance, and I was like, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was
Ay,
like,
me
you know when
imagino.
you're like, you feel like your limbs are like gone. That's what I felt like.
Well, you still did all of the smiling and everything
Yeah.
during the performance when you danced to Itzy.
What's so crazy is I don't even remember that.
Really?
Oh.
No, literally, like that's my adrenaline.
Okay.
No.
Just in that moment.
Yeah. Just in the spur of the moment, I was like, I just need to like do decent for him. Like I wasn't even thinking like to pass. I was just like, I just don't want him to say
Sí.
I suck.
Oh, yeah.
And I know he said my dancing was amateur.
Entiendo ese sentimiento que es como más de, me está viendo JYP, tengo que hacerlo bien, pero no pensar de, voy a pasar, solamente pensar de, lo voy a hacer bien para que JYP no me diga que lo hice mal.
Okay. I get it because I watched it back and I was like, whoa, Christina, why were you so nervous? Like,
Yeah, so
I mean, but that
was
makes
the-
a lot of sense.
I mean,
though. All
yeah.
the adrenaline pumping, and you're
Come
just
on
like,
now.
I didn't even expect to be in this
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
right
yeah,
now. Yeah.
Because when I watched, because that was one of my questions, when you watched that performance in LA, it was like two different people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, did she really progress that fast, that like
Right.
that good, that fast? And that just makes sense that you were probably a little bit more tight and everything at the LA
Yeah.
or at the Atlanta performance. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just to backtrack a little bit, so how was it auditioning for YG Entertainment?
Oh, so that also was like
Audicionó
kind
para
of a joke.
YG.
Because
Okay.
it was more of like me and my mom, we were going to LA. Like, we were
No
just going
sabía.
to- So I had been called to go to that audition because it was like a private one, I think, like a
Okay.
private offsite one.
Okay.
And we had gone like for that weekend. We like flew in and then we like ate. Did we even get a hotel? Okay, we got a hotel. But like my memory of it is like it was just me and my mom. We were chilling. Like we just walked around LA because we love LA. And then I did the audition. I wasn't at that point in my life. I was more passionate for my teaching.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
it was like I didn't really care for what the result. It was just like an experience kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so then I went, I did it, and the way that audition went was completely different than the
Okay.
It was like because there was like it was a private offsite one, but there was like 800 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was like it was so hot, and like if you were gonna you went in groups of 5, and you went and you had to audition in front of your little group, in front of the person, and then there was like somebody on Zoom, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
¿Y qué pasó ahí?
Honestly, that was more nerve-wracking than what I did for A2K, so I'm glad I did that.
Okay.
Because I was expecting that when I went to do A2K, and then it was like just me alone, and I was like,
Okay.
I feel more comfortable, like just me and the evaluator, you know, just like us two things. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I got something. So I can imagine, like, after, the performance and everything, what was the feeling like as soon as you, like, left the building? Was it, like, something that you did? Did you, like...
Oh, after I passed?
Yeah, after your
What
pass.
did I do? Me and Mom, we were talking for like, we went to the car, and we were like, because I also had the performance after that.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
my adrenaline was rushing, and I was like, I need to start putting my makeup on. I need to get changed. Because, like, I had literally pulled up in my pajamas because I wasn't going to, like, get all dressed up to, like, get undressed up and then re-dress up for the performance. So I was like, they just gonna take me in my natural state. They gonna have to take me. So I, like, was, like, putting my makeup on. My mom was like, so you saw JYP? And I was like, I don't know. Like, maybe he was a clone. I don't know.
Not a clone.
No, literally, I was just so shocked, and I'm like rushing because we were like kind of late already because they had us there for a while. And then that day I went, and one of the ladies who like had worked that audition, she doesn't work for JOP. She had worked that audition. She came to see me perform
Oh,
because we
nice.
had like hit it off and we were just talking, and so she came to see me
Okay.
perform. But also that day, like it ended up going kind of haywire because one of my team members, she like something happened to her car, and I was like right before the
Okay.
performance, like she like ran backstage, literally like a minute before we were supposed to go on,
Oh man.
and I was so stressed. I was like. And then one of our team members were like, "But you passed. You're happy." I was like, "Hold on, her car is breaking down." Perfect.
Oh.
So, what are some of your fondest memories from the
Oh.
LA boot camp?
From the boot camp.
Boot
Let me
camp.
think. So actually, at the boot camp, they didn't go too much into it. I was sick the entire time. I had
No.
just recovered from like a cold,
Okay.
and when we flew, like I was still sniffling like while we were flying. And I was like, and my mom was like, "You better hold it together, girl, because you like this is the opportunity of a life. So you better hold it together."
Cool.
And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then honestly, oh my gosh, when we flew into LA, there's posts about it and news articles. Our plane from Atlanta to LA that's the one where like smoke came in the plane. And like I don't know if you heard,
I recall hearing about that.
That was our plane when we were
Wow.
flying to LA, and we had to land in Albuquerque,
Mm.
and we were stuck there for like 6 hours. And I'm like, like Mom was like, "You better take some Dayquil or like some Nyquil." So we ended up getting like to LA like after all of the girls, and I saw some of them like talking to other people. But I was like so out of it. I was like, I need to sleep. It's like it's 11 p.m. Like I need to sleep.
Okay.
But it was my fondest memories. I think just like the whole concept of like, because they didn't tell us. We had online meetings beforehand, before LA, of like what to prepare, you know, for our evaluations, stuff like that. And then when we would ask, we'd be like, well, so how many girls passed? Like, how old are they? They'd be like, you'll find out.
Oh.
Oh.
So like, I was really nervous because nobody wants to believe me, but I'm actually an introvert. Like, I'm a crazy introvert. So my social anxiety was like through the roof. And I was like, how am I going to talk? I mean, like, what do I say?
Sí, claro, los nervios de no saber qué decir.
Like JYP walked in the building, they kind of put like exclamation marks on you. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Almost like you were like because you be kind of like minding your business, talking la 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 la. Oh.
No, literally. Yeah, those reactions were just raw. Those were, yeah. But my fondest memories of LA was just getting to meet the girls and just talking to them and realizing how it wasn't what I expected. I thought there was going to be a lot more tension than there actually was, especially since it was like from the get-go, we were seeing everyone dance and sing and do their little hidden talent, and then we were just shoved into groups. So you would think there was like, there would be so much tension and stuff. But no, all of us, like, we were just trying to survive together. It was just a matter of like, just getting to know each other. Like, hey, girl, oh my gosh, you're not a singer? I'm not a singer either. Or like some of them would be like, oh, well, I'm not a dancer. And I was like, it's okay, we can work on it. So, yeah.
Sí, sí se veo que se llevaban bien.
Who was the first member that you kind of like connected with?
Okay, primer miembro con quien
conectó. This is going to
conectó.
seem like a surprise. The first member I connected with was Camila.
Camila.
Because
Eso no es una sorpresa. Todas en el show siempre estuvieron hablando de Camila. Todas en el show siempre estuvieron diciendo que Camila les apoyaba mucho. Así que cero sorpresa.
Surprise me.
Not at all. Not at
No.
all.
Bien, a ellos tampoco les sorprende.
So, me and her, the Canadian education system is like different. So, her graduating high school is like 3 years in Montreal. And then you go to like this thing called CJEP, da 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 da. So, to California, like entertainment minor work law, they recognized me and her as adults because we had both graduated from high school.
Okay.
Right? And like I graduated a year early. So those hours when the girls were doing school, we were literally just like sitting there. Like in the little area. We couldn't be like, we were just in the lobby because we didn't want to distract them.
Okay.
So it was like a good like 3.5 hours where it was like literally just me and her. And we were talking.
Oh,
we would, like,
wow, qué
stretch
interesante.
Together, vocal warm-ups together. But yeah, she's the first person I got close to.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like she was like the most inviting person, like upon first impression. Like she seemed very welcoming and just very, wholesome.
Sí, como la madre.
Well, there was like little things that would happen during the show that made me feel like it was that. Because like anytime he would announce the rankings, like y'all would be the first people to look at each other.
Right.
And I kind of like picked out, like I had called my wife downstairs and I was like, look at this. You see that, right? I was like, I guarantee you they were the closest, because, I think Camilla got first place for singing.
Yeah.
And the first person she looked at was you.
Yeah.
And then y'all hugged each other. She walked over, got the thing. And then she kind of came out. I was like, see, I told you. So yeah, I had kind of picked up that vibe that you and Camilla had gotten really close during the show. Because, and not only that, y'all were close in age. And it just seemed like y'all were also close, like talent-wise.
Sí, yo también sentí que eran
That was just
cercanas.
kind of like the vibe I had gotten.
It was really like wonderful to meet her because like what my strength was her weakness, and then vice versa. And so we kind of just like we were like the push and pull for each other.
Nice.
And then we were close in age, and a lot of the girls would come to like the two of us. We always call each other we were called like Oma and Appa, like the mom and dad,
Sí.
because we would
Eran mis dos favoritas, ellas dos.
always like we would be there, and it was so cute because like in Backdoor, whenever Gina like would be upset about something, she would like come to me and I'd be like, ask your mom. Or like if Camila didn't want to handle it, she'd be like, go ask your dad. Ask your dad. And it was just really
Qué
fun because me
divertido.
and her were like magnets almost.
So how stressful was like the evaluation process? You know, as you're giving stones, like, could you talk about how stressful that was?
I think in Korea, okay, in LA, it was so stressful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it was intense, but I also like was really sick, and it was like you're not, you're in a completely unfamiliar place. They only tell you certain amounts of information. You literally have no idea what to expect from JYP. Like, you have no idea what he's about to say, and it's like right then. It's like like we had to film our evaluations back to back to back.
That's how it felt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how
Because I was like, they were in this
that.
room for a long
No,
time.
yeah. So we were filming like back to back to back, and we were watching everybody's evaluation back to back to back. So it was like all that like pressure of like, oh my God, we're evaluating like back to back. LA was definitely when it was the most stressful for me.
Wow.
And then like we had like those 2 days like to practice our songs, which really ended up being one. And then you had to perform, and then it was another evaluation, and then it's like, whoa. But then in
Man.
Korea, it's more of like, well, you have like a couple weeks to practice, and then you're in front of JYP. So it's like, you give yourself
Ya.
more
Oh, sí les
time
dieron más
mentally to
tiempo.
prepare.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that made it less stressful. It eased it for me.
Ujú.
So, during preparations for the group performance in LA, they showed you fall out
Mm-hmm.
on the show holding your head. So,
Yeah.
could you go into detail about that?
So it's so embarrassing. I like literally think of my life as
Creo que están hablando del momento donde se cayó. Es que está muy mal la traducción ahí, pero creo que están hablando de cuando se sentía mal durante el ensayo y como que hizo esto y se cayó. Ajá.
a joke, like it's just a big joke. But basically, I was sick that whole time, right?
Ajá.
And I was just chugging Gatorade
Ah.
and chugging Dayquil and chugging NyQuil and not drinking enough water
Okay.
to accommodate that.
Ah.
And basically completely dehydrated myself.
Mm.
And then we had to like dance for like so long. Usually the amount of time we had to dance, like that's normal for me. So I just kept pushing myself. I was like, well, I can handle this on a day to day. Like, what is going on? It was only like 4 hours. I was like, what's going on? Like, I do this normally. But the more I would push it, I would get this headache. And they were like, okay. And it was also the first time where we had to then like start singing and dancing, like that day.
Okay.
After you learn the dance, you have to start singing and dancing it. And I was like, that was completely new to me. Like, I'm only used to only dancing. So I was like, whoa. So singing those notes that I had just learned, like in my head, because they didn't show much, but I had found like how to really push it in my chest voice.
Okay.
But I had just learned it, so it was really hard for me. So singing like really made my headache. Oh,
Okay.
horrible. On top of dancing in heels. Yeah, because we could only rehearse in the shoes we were gonna perform in. Really, by the end, the last one, they were like, Cristina, just do it one more time for us, please. And I was like, I am going to pass out. And they were like, just once. And I was like, okay. So I did it once, and then I fell.
That explains a lot. Because I had thought, I was like, I don't know if that's a migraine.
Oh,
But-
definitely, it was a migraine.
okay,
Like,
okay.
you know when you see like lights?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Like by the end of the song, at the jumping,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm seeing lights. And then at the doom, and I have to go down like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching it, we thought he had set y'all up when he picked y'all that song for y'all. 'Cause-
Really?
Yes, because
Yeah.
we were just like, man, like, because one of the other groups got Love Me Like This.
Mm.
And we were just like, why didn't they get, like, because it was like, y'all are dancers. So why didn't, so we all were like, oh, hopefully he ain't set her up with it. Because I think it was you that really
Yeah,
was
I
like,
was in my feelings.
In the fields.
Yes.
Well, 1080p,
Yeah.
I know you had a question about the outfits.
Hold on, what?
She's
You-
like, I'm not
you
here.
Put questions on there
I
too.
put them on the thing. You were supposed to read. My voice
Okay,
was
okay, I
supposed to
can-
be here.
I can ask the question if you don't want to. Okay.
Stop
Well,
putting her on the spot.
I wasn't prepared for that.
you're normally on the podcast, so
Oh, well,
okay. Well, Anyway, 1080p had actually was curious if you guys had any input on like your outfits that you got to wear and your song choices like during the
Or
performances.
the hair and the makeup.
Or
Yeah.
or hair and the makeup.
Sorry.
So in LA, no.
Okay.
Okay.
It was also like a matter, there was literally no time for us to have a say. Like we had to perform the next day we learned it. So we had absolutely I mean, like we had say if like, because my outfit was actually different. It wasn't supposed to be that leotard. It was supposed to be like high knee socks.
Okay.
And then the skirt.
Calcetines.
But they kept slipping down. So they were like, okay, you're going to put on a whole leotard. It's just like quick things like that.
Okay.
But then in Korea, it was a little different. Our song choices, we had no say in our song choices. They picked that.
Eso yo lo sabía. Yo sabía y lo dije en mis reacciones. Ellas no escogieron las canciones. Y todavía llegó gente a decirme, no, sí las escogieron. Y yo me quedé, sí las escogieron. No las escogieron, yo lo sabía.
For us. In terms of outfits, we also had no say.
Okay.
And it was also like a lot of clips on the show. Like, you know, the TikTok we had to film for Backdoor? Like, we got styled that day for that. So, like,
Okay.
those weren't our own clothes and stuff. The only time we're wearing our own clothes is, like, clips when we're actually in the company. Ooh, not even, because then sometimes they did actually style us. So, it's selective. So, like, sometimes, like, I saw one.
Eso no lo sabía. Yo pensé que solamente tenían los atuendos de la literal ya cuando se presentaban frente a JYP, no todo.
One TikTok where I was like, can we talk about Christina's style? And I was so happy that they picked like the 3 times that I actually wore my own clothes. Yeah,
great.
I actually put that bit together. But so we didn't have a say in outfits. In terms of hair, makeup, no say either. We could be like, oh, maybe can I get like a darker color, lip color or something? And they would be like, but it doesn't fit you for this outfit. And we'd be like, okay. But in terms of hair is like the biggest thing that I probably struggled with like in Korea the whole time. I know you probably saw I had braids like for the first and last mission. My hair is so damaged. It's been damaged because as a little kid, like my mom would just straighten my hair all the time because she just doesn't know. So I have a lot of heat damage, and then I had just gone blonde, and then I actually permed my hair, and there was just so much damage, and I was just really worried. I was like, I don't want my hair to fall out of my head.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
No, literally. So I got the braids in, and I was like, hopefully this is easy because like you can style braids, you can put it up, you know, you can like half up, half down, you know. And they did. They put it up. Yeah. And then in Backdoor, when I had my natural hair, they just straightened me out and then cut a bob, and it was like I was fine with it as long as they like had heat protectant. I was like, I expected it, but it kind of was shocking to like be in the moment experiencing like how little they knew about hair that's not black pin straight. You know what I mean? Like hair that has any other sort of texture or like porosity, like something like just different. They just don't know. So it was it was kind of fun actually, like push and pull. I like showed them what eco was, and I was like, this is gel. Because they like would want to use a lot of things that like you just can't put in my hair. You know what I mean? And I was really careful to explain it like not I don't like it kind of way in like a no seriously. Like if you put water in my hair when it's straight, it's gonna blow up. Like my curls are gonna come back. It's just like little things like that I.
Eso es cierto. Tengo una amiga que tiene el cabello así como también rizado y esas cosas. En general el cabello que no es completamente lacio, que no es lacio en su mayoría, es más complicado estarlo peinando y estarle haciendo como ciertas cosas y requiere de más cuidado, y es una cosa que yo no había pensado en eso hasta que mi amiga vino a decirme como que no, es que esto y esto y este cuidado y y ese tratamiento y estas cosas, y a veces también era como lo mismo, o sea, le planchabas un poco el cabello pero de repente volvía el rizo y todo eso. Entonces es como, estoy entendiendo lo que está tratando de decir, de que no es que ella no quisiera que le hicieran un montón de cosas en el cabello, sino que su cabello, aparte que ya estaba maltratado, no podían hacerle tantas cosas, porque si le hacían esas cosas como que, y como que no iban a saber muy bien, tipo, o sea, como que le preocupaba que no supieran muy bien cuidar el cabello, que no fuera lacio, porque están más acostumbrados a ese tipo de cabello en las chicas a las que estilizan, y todo eso, o sea, y lo digo más que nada porque también esta misma amiga me llegó a decir como que es que no me gusta cómo me cortan el cabello en muchos lugares, o no me gusta cómo porque como que mucha gente no sabe cuidar el cabello chino, el cabello rizado o así, y o sea, parece que es como todo un tema que muchos no lo vemos, pero que en realidad sí, o sea, a las personas que tienen el cabello rizado y esto, en realidad sí les cuesta mantener tanto el cabello rizado, así bien cuidado y bien lindo, como hacerse peinados así. Entonces, eso. Ujú.
I'm glad they do know now, and then that they were so willing to learn because
Yeah.
honestly,
Ujú.
the last
Qué
thing I
bueno que les
wanted was to
dijo.
seem
Ujú.
like I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were like, oh my God, really? And then it was so cute because this one stylist, she said she works with American artists, but she like, I guess not with people with like curly hair. And so
Mhm.
she was like taking pictures of my eco and like
Uh.
taking pictures of my leave-in. And it was so cute. And she was like,
That's
I will
cool.
buy this. I will buy this. I was like, thank you. And like I taught them about
Qué
edges
bueno.
and stuff like that. So yeah, I think hair was definitely the biggest challenge, but I feel like they got the most out of it.
That's great.
And I'm content with how my hair looked
Sí, se oye bien.
for the whole show. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we go quick pivot. You know, they kind of made a focus on you in food in Korea.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Shout out.
lo de la
So,
comida.
Curious to know, what was your top 5 favorite foods in Korea?
So, first off, that was such a shocker. Like,
for real?
no. Me and my mom, we started, like, everybody knew then I love food. Like, we
Okay.
all know that, like, if you put a plate in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. Like,
Okay.
I don't care if I'm full. And, like, I will always eat. And so I would always get complimented, like, because in Korea, if, like, you eat well, that's like a really good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, like, you're eating so well. And so they would always tell me that. And I'm like, ugh. I know. It's just so good. So my top 5 foods, I don't know. We were fed so well. That's also
Nice.
number one
Okay.
thing. We,
That's
Nice.
great to hear.
Se los dije.
No.
Se los
We were
dije.
fed, and then like we were allowed to bring snacks if we were hungry.
Se los dije. Se los dije. Antes se hablaba mucho de que los trainees no comían bien, que casi no les daban nada, que pero, o sea, sé que este no es un caso de trainees como tal, pero lo que quiero decir es que se nota una diferencia últimamente en la industria del K-pop, en cuestión de los artistas, que comen muy bien, que siempre están comiendo muy bien, entonces eso,
Because I used to be on like I was eating 6 meals a day. I wanted to bulk at one point in my life, like, and I want to be ripped, like shredded.
The
So I
gains.
was
Working on the
yeah.
gains.
So I was eating, like I was waking up in the middle of the night to eat and stuff like that. And then when A2K came, I like all of a sudden stopped, and I was really hungry all the time. So I started the snack trend, and I would like bring like a little kimbap from like the convenience store, and I would have like my kimbap. So I think my top foods definitely kimbap is there. I
Kimbap.
can't rank it for you.
Okay, that's
because
fine.
They're like all number
That's
one
good.
for me.
That's good.
You saw me eating the sotok, which is like the sausage and the rice cake.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
so good.
Yeah.
We could only have it occasionally because spicy food is like not good for your voice vocally.
Yeah.
So when we did have it, like we had it. Like we were eating that up. And actually when we filmed that we actually had just come back from lunch. So
Okay.
we were like, we had ate our fill, and then they gave us something. So I was like, yeah, thanks, thanks. And like I ate that, and then like the little scene of like when Camila wanted like the sugar corn dog. Those are
Camila.
my favorite. Like
Oh,
I'm taking, I'm at least having the first bite. Like I'm so sorry. So that's when I was like, girl, let me take the first bite. But yeah, sotok is up there. Tteokbokki is up there. I just
Tteokbokki.
love spicy food. Jjajangmyeon is up there.
What's that?
Jjajangmyeon is like
Jajangmyeon,
black bean noodles.
Okay.
videos de frijoles negros. Tengo mucha curiosidad.
And it's actually Chinese. I had no idea.
Okay.
Well, I'm not completely sure, but we could only find it in like Chinese places in Korea.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. but like jajang means like the black bean, and then you can either put it with rice or you can put it with noodles. I like it best with noodles because it like your mouth gets like this big. It's so good. And then with pickled radish.
Yo quiero probar.
God, it's so good. So I love jjajangmyeon, any kind of ramen, literally anything in the convenience store. Like when we were trying to eat healthier, because we were trying to eat healthier at one point, they have like little to-go cups of like fruit juice. We would have like, I'm gonna have a mango juice. It's like loaded with sugar. But we were like, I'm gonna have a mango juice that's fruit. Or like they would have like hard-boiled eggs, and we'd be like, thanks, because it was just so good.
Wow.
So yeah.
It was funny too because every time they showed you eating something you're like,
Yeah. No, and I didn't realize how much I actually do that because like when we were at Waffle House today, and it just hit so hard. And I was like,
Waffle House.
Literally. And then I was like, whoa.
Those are genuine reactions.
No,
yeah.
I like caught myself and I was like, no way I actually do that. Because watching the show, I was like, I'm so dramatic. Like I don't actually eat like that, guys. Like I swear.
well, even
Sí,
when,
sí, sí, le creo que come
the
así.
girls had to go to the amusement park next to
Yo hago caras muy raras cuando estoy comiendo, por eso intento no hacerlo en videos. De repente sí lo hago en videos y me veo y digo, y lo hago. Soy muy ruidosa.
the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
Camila said, Christina
she
can't
did
be
mention-
here. We gotta
Sí,
bring
sí,
some
sí.
food back so
Yeah,
Christina can try.
Yeah,
So-
they
so-
know me.
So they definitely angled it like you were the food
Yeah.
tasting person, and
Yeah.
they even
Sería
had a
yo
slow
también.
montage of-
Yeah. That was
That
great.
was so crazy to
That
me.
was
I was
great.
like, why are, oh my God, they were taking advantage of my reaction.
Content, man.
No,
you know?
literally. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to like explore Korea at all, or were you guys kind of like at the facility most of the time?
So we were at the facility most of the time.
Got it.
Mhm.
But where we were staying, like, was a tourist spot. We were staying at Latte World Hotel, which right under it is Latte World Mall.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then the Latte Amusement Park is like right around the corner.
Oh, so it's all really
Yeah,
connected.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like
okay.
all like it's a tourist spot.
Okay.
Like, you
Mm.
know, like Disney World where there's like the resorts that's like right there, and then
Okay.
the park is right there and stuff. It was like that. Like Latte World, the mall was underneath, and then the subway station was right there. We got a day off a
Qué
week,
chistosa la
and then
traducción.
those days off we would like take advantage of.
Right.
So we went to Hongdae a lot. We went to Gangnam.
Okay.
If not, we slept the entire day because we were just so dead exhausted. But we definitely tried during the week when we were supposed to go to the facility, though. Like it was like facility, and then we would come back, and then we'd go to a studio, and we'd keep
Mhm.
working and stuff. But yeah,
Mm.
So just
Nada
to
que
jump
decir al
back to the
respecto.
LA boot camp again. You did All I Ask by Adele
Right.
during the vocal performance, but they don't show us much of it.
No,
So
no nos
how
mostraron
did you
casi.
feel your vocal performance went? Like your assessment of it, since we didn't get a chance to see it.
I think there definitely was improvement from regionals. I had worked on because growing up, I would just like sing while I'm doing the dishes. Like I never sang like for real. I mean, in church, I like sang like as a backup singer for my little youth band, but I was like singing the melody, like, like I could sing the melody of the song, like in the back. I wasn't even leading the song. Like I was on top of the girl leading it just to be like a body there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something professional, and it wasn't something I was like even focused on because I was just all about my dancing. And then at regionals, he was like, so you can't sing. Basically. And he was like, but you have a good start. You got a nice tone, you know? And I was like, whoa. And then he was like, but like, I can just tell that the fundamentals aren't there. And I was like, okay, mom, mom, you are a singer. Go ahead. And then she started teaching me so many different things that I like couldn't even comprehend at first. I was like, what do you mean you have to breathe with your diaphragm? when you
Oh,
sing?"
yeah.
Like what? That makes no sense. You breathe with your lungs. You breathe with your, like, it just didn't make sense. But she was like, no, but you have to do it this way or else you'll damage your voice. Da, 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 da. So she just like taught me a lot of those things.
Mhm.
And then when I like was kind of getting the hang of it is when boot camp came around, and I was like, okay, well, at least at least I want to show him that I can breathe, right? At least I have a little fundamental. But that day I had actually gone, like, after seeing everybody go. So, the order of the show was a little different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when I had
okay.
gone, it was like everybody had gone. And Melissa had actually just gone before me.
Oh,
Right. So I
Qué
saw that. I
miedo.
saw that, and I was like,
Yeah, your face
Oh,
during her
yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
Was,
no. I was like, my mom, she was like, you know what? You looked pale in the face.
Oh.
You looked like there was no blood flowing to your brain. And I was like, that's crazy because there wasn't any. Like, I was so nervous. I was more nervous than regionals.
Oh.
More nervous than I've ever been in my entire life. Like, way more nervous. And I stand up there, like, my palms are sweating. I grab the mic. It's like, oh my God. I'm going to sing All I Ask right now. And then, honestly, my assessment is I'm just proud of myself for getting through the song. Because I have this really bad habit when I mess up or, like, if I just feel like I just didn't start well, I stop. And my mom's always like, do not stop because you're going to get your brain into the habit of stopping in the middle of a performance. And honestly, I'm just proud of myself for singing the whole song all the way through. And, like, I hit every single note I was supposed to. Maybe I sounded a little breathy here and there. Maybe my nerves made a little voice crack come up. But it's normal. It happens to everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I definitely wasn't expecting, like, to get the vocal stone after seeing all the vocal evaluations prior.
No, la piedra vocal. Estuvo rarísimo como lo puso el traductor.
So when he was like, oh, another stone's going to be passed out, I was like, Kaylee, you got that. Yeah. You got that, girl. Yeah.
Well, that was probably one of the biggest injustices of the show because you didn't really get to see your progression vocally at all. You know what I mean? Because we saw like 2 seconds of that performance. They showed the LA performance. So we didn't see you sing again technically until the group evaluation.
Right.
So that's kind of like one of the things that the show kind of failed to showcase. Like not even opinionated. That's just like
Yo sí
life.
me quedé
Yeah,
con ganas también de
yeah.
verla.
You're right.
So when he announces, like it seemed like you hadn't even realized it, like after the Call Me Baby performance, and he gives you the vocal stone, because at that point you were the third person to get
Right.
like all the stones.
Right.
Right.
And it's like it seemed like it hadn't even hit you that you were going to Korea yet, because he says, "Christina, you're going to Korea." Is that the moment where it hits you like, "Oh, I am"?
Yeah. Like when he was like, get the vocal, because we were just so like, I need to get each stone by each stone. We weren't thinking about like how many we have had. We were
Okay.
thinking about just getting the rest of them. And so in my head, I was like, it was so funny because I was in all green, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, that's so like ironic that I need the vocal stone, which is green.
Green.
Yeah. And I'm wearing all green. But when he was like, you get your vocal stone, I was like, oh, shoot, great. I have the vocal stone. What's the next one? Like, and then he was like, you're going to Korea. And I was like, no, wait. No, I'm not. And then it hit me and I was like, whoa. And I started crying and I was like, oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah.
Oh.
It was on me.
I can keep going.
Hey, no, this is fine, man. I'm enjoying myself, man. So while in Korea, was there like any advice that you've gotten that was like, I'm probably hold on to this like forever? Do you have those moments?
I had a bunch of those moments vocally. I feel like those 3 months is like the most I've improved in a category of myself, like the fastest in my entire life. Like I've never realized, like I literally didn't think of myself as a singer at all. But then by the end, when I was singing Go Getter, when I like had the whole second verse, I was like, wait a second. I think I'm a little good.
I can do this.
Like I think I can do this a little bit.
Lo hizo bien, a mí me gustó
maybe
mucho.
I can
Y lo
also
dije.
sing, not just rap, you know what I mean? So vocally, like they're so like they literally like kind of taught me how to sing. His training system is so amazing. It's so and it's really selective, like to what they want, and like in terms of by each song, you know, like for Swing Baby, I was taught to sing this way for Swing Baby. Like you need to sing this like this. For Backdoor, completely different. It was
Okay.
like your singing lines
Mhm.
complete. Like you need to actually flip the way you sang "Swing Baby." Flip it. It's like completely. It's a whole another vibe. And then "Go Getter" and "Universe." It was like, whoa. Now it's like your own song, so you need to find your own flavor to bring.
Ooh.
And me as like a non-vocalist, I'm like, whoa. What do you mean by that?
So it sounds like they kind of just trained you in just for every type of situation, basically,
Right.
or everything
Oh.
like that. That's
So like
cool.
but I feel like personally, like that's the way I would learn it fastest. Because
Okay.
now, like that I've learned how to sing in those different styles that I had to,
Mhm.
I have like those techniques, and I'm like, okay, well now I know how to sing like for that kind of
Mhm.
style, and I'm
like
like,
your way of approaching it, and
right,
everything
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
rather than like I don't know how you would normally learn how to sing, but
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
I really liked that way, and I feel like I've benefited a lot from it.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, one of my biggest beefs with the show towards
Oh.
the end was the stickers.
Mm.
Oh yeah, the
Be-
sticker.
Because I felt like the stickers was like a way of like gatekeeping in the
Ya
sense
recordé.
that the
Ajá.
fans that were watching the show don't
Mhm.
necessarily get a chance to
Mhm.
see.
Mhm.
So could you like give us like details on like how the stickers were
Mhm.
given out? Like, so if you're at a vocal lesson, do you have to do good
Right.
in order for them to give it to you, or
Right.
or is just doing your best enough to
Mhm.
get a sticker?
So you're gonna be surprised when I say this. Everybody always got a sticker.
Oh,
Mm.
It's just a matter of how many stickers.
Okay.
The teacher, like, because they truly just wanted to see improvement, and
Mm.
all of us like always improved at least a little. So they were like, "Yeah, here's a sticker." It's just like sometimes some of us would get more than one,
Mhm.
Okay.
and like.
Ah, okay.
So then our little on the like the little book,
Yeah.
Mm.
like my dance page is like literally full. Like I was getting 4 like 5 at a time. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of like what they wanted to air on the show, I guess.
Mm.
But
Mm.
everyone was always improving. It's just like they kind of yeah. Some people were getting more, but everybody would always get at least one
Okay.
for vocal
Mm.
and dancing, no matter the
Okay.
skill level, because they
Sí, pero igual hubiese sido un poco cruel que no le dieran algunas, ¿no? O sea, tipo como que, toma tu sticker y las otras ahí paradas así de... Tiene más
they truly
sentido.
did evaluate like based on your for the first half, based on your personal like improvement for
Mm.
those first 2 missions. It was like truly like you can now hold an actual note. You know what I mean? You deserve a sticker. It's just on the show they didn't show that for everybody.
Ah.
I do remember like all of us really enjoyed your rendition of JYP's performance.
Oh,
during
Oh,
your
really?
album.
Of Swing
Yes.
Baby?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was
we
cool.
did.
yeah,
Swing.
Swing
A
Baby.
mí me
yeah.
encantó.
All of us
Yo
were like,
amé
"Oh, man,
esa
that was really good."
presentación.
Yeah.
Really?
But out of curiosity, while you were waiting in the room, which performance did you enjoy the most?
Ooh. So
Oh.
honestly, our solo stages, we kind of like
Kind of knew what was happening.
yeah. And because we had all seen each other, like, we had all done it for each other. We
Practice.
all watched each other, like,
En los
practice
ensayos,
our
¿no?
own
Ajá.
piece.
Sí, sí.
But I think I was really impressed. Let me think. Okay, I was really impressed by Kendall's
Mm.
because the difference, it was just completely different than
Yeah.
Wannabe.
Mhm.
And it was completely different than Pop. And it was completely different than I Have Nothing. Like it was just completely different than all of those of what she'd shown us. And we actually had a time where she came to me and because I got first in dancing and she was like, Christina,
Okay.
please watch me dance.
Ah.
You to help me. And I was like, I got you, girl. Come on. So I would do the thing that I do with my dance team where I give them a dead face. So it's like they don't feel, so they get used to being like in front of somebody who like has that dead face. So then their adrenaline starts pumping, like if somebody were to smile at them, if somebody, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to give you the whole dead face shablamo, let's go. And she was like, okay. She gets in her little position. As soon as the thing starts and she puts her head up like this, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I can feel that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she didn't have to start singing. It was just one of those things where you were like, this is like she made that was like to me 24 hours by Kendall, like for that time being. I was like, whoa. Of course, nobody can like top the Queen Sunmi, but it's like
Sunmi.
at her age, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You know?
Yeah.
If anything, I asked her, I was like, how did you do that? How did you teach me that? Because I need to do that. So her emotions are literally through the roof. And I don't know how much of my reactions they showed for her performance, but I was literally screaming my butt off.
If I'm not mistaken, they did like when they showed a like quick thing of everybody talking about who they wanted to see. I felt like you did say
Yeah.
Kendall was.
Oh yeah,
gonna-
no.
Yeah.
We definitely all were like, yeah, Kendall's winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because her was like, not even like just a skill thing. It's just like the way she completely embodied the song to like this is my song, like this is my solo stage. It was like, whoa. And like we all aspired to embody our songs like how she embodied her song. You know what I
Nice.
mean?
Yeah, y'all killed those individual
Mhm.
performances for sure.
Mhm.
So one of the other questions I had was so on the last episode, right? When
Yeah.
he's announcing everybody. The one thing like I didn't know how to take was so JYP like after he announces the winners from the team
Oh yeah.
and
Mhm.
he calls you and it wasn't Gina. It was Gina.
Yeah, it was Gina.
She calls you and Gina over and then
Mhm.
he's like Christina, I couldn't pick you for the group. Evaluations are coming from
Oh.
everywhere.
Mhm.
Like, how did you take that? Because I was just like, hold on, what do you mean? Like, aren't you
Yeah.
JYP?
Yeah. Oh,
Be-
it's like,
Ajá.
because the clip they showed,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I be thinking too much.
Yo también quedé confundida porque despuesito fue Cristina y les dijo a las otras como, no se preocupen, yo también voy a debutar. Y entonces yo me quedé así. Porque aparte yo y estaba de, ustedes cuentan conmigo, asesórense conmigo y no sé qué. Y yo como, sospechoso.
On this stuff, right? We literally paused it and we're like, look, hold on,
We
he just
did.
moved somebody.
oh yeah, we was
Right,
trying to
right.
identify
Yeah, we
everybody
was
that was
like,
blurred. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like, he just moved somebody from completely out into 5th place, so he bumped somebody out.
Mhm.
And it was something that somebody said. One of the
she said
somebody was-
that's the look that they're
that the
going
K-
for,
yeah,
or
that's the-
something
that's
like
the group the
that.
Korean audience
Yeah,
is
she
looking
said
for.
Oh
that.
wow.
And we
They
were
said it?
just yes.
I'm
I'm not sure if that was
they left
exactly,
that
but
clip.
it was something about the audience. They said that's what
Yeah,
the
the
audience want to
audience.
see.
Yeah, because like we were already like drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were already we were
Yeah.
already mad from the previous episode
Right.
because we felt like the Universe song and the other song
Go get her.
Go Get Her.
Mhm.
We didn't like that song at all.
Oh my god.
I can't even lie to you. I felt like both of the songs were kind of like because I don't feel like we all felt like it didn't accomplish anything, right?
That's
Because
what
the
our
whole
question
challenge,
was. That
right.
We were just like, what was the purpose of the challenge?
Yeah,
with
because it
these-
didn't feel like it accomplished. It didn't feel like it made anybody stand out or mess up anymore. Because it's like everybody had obviously grown at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
based on how everything had went so far, you know, we had assumed that you and Camilla were like the top performing people
Mm.
consistently
Yeah.
throughout the whole show.
1000%.
Yeah.
So when JYP came and
Thank you.
said evaluate, oh no,
Yo tengo una opinión muy parecida. A mí sí me gusta Go Getter, me gustó y disfruté mucho los capítulos. Sin embargo, tengo una opinión muy parecida a la de ellos en ese aspecto, en la que yo también creo que Cristina era un elementazo, de que la verdad yo, o sea, cada quien tiene un gusto diferente y una opinión diferente, pero cuando grababa las reacciones como que yo en mi mente pensaba, wow, Cristina es tan genial, lo que está haciendo es tan genial, pero la gente que veía las reacciones o conocidos míos que también estaban viendo, amigos míos también que estaban viendo el programa, como que tenían opiniones sobre Cristina bastante, o sea, como que era como si no, como si Cristina realmente pues no estuviera concursando. ¿Por qué? Porque no se hablaba tanto de ella, se hablaba mucho de Kendall, se hablaba mucho de Camila, se hablaba mucho de Savannah, se hablaba mucho de Melissa en su momento también, incluso de las chicas que tampoco lograron avanzar, de Yuna, de Misha, ¿sabes? O sea, como que yo encontraba por ahí opiniones de todas las chicas, pero de Cristina nadie, o sea, de Cristina todo el mundo era como, sí. Y luego apareció una persona que me dijo que es que como Cristina también es mi favorita. Y yo, ¿en serio? Como que, porque, ajá, les juro, yo sentí como si fuera la única persona que estuviera notando que Cristina tenía un potencial increíble, ¿sabes? Porque todo el mundo hablaba de las demás, hablaba mucho también de Camila, todo el mundo ama a Camila y así. Entonces yo amaba a Camila, pero también amaba a Cristina y lo decía todo el tiempo y luego cuando se presentaba decía, es que Cristina, increíble, no sé qué, pero nunca veía una reacción del público hacia Cristina, que fuera como igual de emocionados que yo. Y era, pero ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué solo me emociona a mí? ¿Por qué a ustedes no les emociona? Si fue genial. Entonces, yo también me indigné con JYP en esos últimos episodios porque sentí como que las opiniones que estaban dándole a Cristina eran muy de... ¿Estamos viendo lo mismo? O sea, como que, ajá, ya después cuando repetí los capítulos con mis amigos me di cuenta de algunos detalles, que no había visto anteriormente en las reacciones y me di cuenta de que en realidad las críticas que le hicieron a Cristina tenían algo de sentido, pues sí, o sea, en varios aspectos sobre la actitud que estaba teniendo dentro del escenario, cómo estaba cantando y esas cosas, o sea, como que cosas que no noté al principio, pero a primera impresión Cristina siempre fue genial para mí en un montón de ocasiones, en un montón de evaluaciones, fue genial y fue muy consistente. Entonces, no voy a decir como que, fue injusto, porque creo que JYP tal vez se basó justo en el final, o sea, en la evaluación final para tomar esa decisión junto con el staff y todo eso, pero fue raro que le dijera, es que no pude, o sea, como de, no pude, había muchas evaluaciones por todos lados, fue como un poco como, confuso para mí también. Sin embargo, no estoy en desacuerdo, solamente me siento así como que con curiosidad de saber por qué.
Yeah.
That's just what
Yeah,
happens.
that's facts.
It's not even a compliment. It's just what happens.
Yes.
It's factual. But JYP came in and was like, evaluations came from everywhere. So out of curiosity, like, how did you take like that
Mhm.
comment?
Well, if you know me, you know I'm very logically minded. I don't think with my emotions first ever. So when he said that, I literally took it as is. I was like, okay, so evaluations came from everywhere. I mean, multiple people then, I guess.
Mhm.
I just
Yo
that
pensé algo
just
así,
I don't
como
know.
pues
that-
fueron
okay,
varios.
I get it. I didn't really take it into heart. I kind of saw the signs before the final mission, and I just went into the final mission thinking I'm just gonna do good for me at this point.
Mm.
I'm just gonna do good so that I'm proud of myself, so that my mom's proud of myself.
Mhm.
My mom, she could tell you she loved both the performances. She loved my dancing in it. She loved my singing. I literally, because we rehearsed a couple performs, a couple times before. I came to her, I was like, Mom, now tell me, what do I gotta work on? She was like, it's literally perfect, Christina.
Mm.
It's beautiful. If anything, I love it so much.
Yeah.
And she almost started crying, and I was like, freak, Mom, I have to go perform. Don't cry right now. But we knew, and it was disappointing, but I'm proud of myself for not letting it show in the performance. I kind of just let go, and I was just like, I'm just gonna enjoy what I'm doing right now in the moment.
Ahora tengo curiosidad porque dice que lo esperaba, porque yo no lo esperaba.
Well, I want to say first, despite everything, congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
For the whole, experience, because I can't imagine
Yes.
how it was having all the cameras on you,
Yeah.
Yep.
having to change up so much on the
Being
fly.
away from home.
Yeah,
Right,
that, and
right.
just holding your composure through this whole process,
Mhm.
because I couldn't imagine how tough it would be after giving your all
Right.
after this, type of
Mhm.
experience. So I really commend you for that,
Thank
and
you.
just despite I thought you did amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
Lo hizo
Great
increíble.
job.
Yo
Thank
también
you.
creo
I was
eso.
gonna say the same thing. This interview is making my heart smile.
Oh.
I do want to ask though, do you have a favorite performance that you've done? I guess in that show was yo, I killed this one. Y'all gotta check
Mi favorita de todas las de Cristina fue la de Backdoor. O sea, en grupo. En grupo fue Backdoor. Sin duda alguna.
this one out.
Oh, definitely backdoor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
backdoor
That's
was
what
great.
all the edits
Perfecto,
are from.
estamos
all
igual.
The edits on
Estamos
TikTok, my
igual.
little rum-pum-pum-pum. But honestly, I think it's also because in that team, with Gina, because I didn't really get close to Gina up until backdoor. But me and her, we really clicked all of a sudden. And
I
then
can see that.
me and Camila were
Mm.
already.
Perdón
you know
por
what I
el
mean?
ruido, gente. Es
But
que
then me and
Ajá, en mi casa hay mucho ruido, pero no está pasando nada raro. No, no está pasando nada raro, solo, ajá, mucho aire, las puertas se azotan, los perros ladran y así, entonces, ajá.
Gina, we just felt like we felt like a strong team. Honestly, it felt like it felt like we were a group already.
If I could say,
that is
I feel like I might have said that because
Yeah.
during that performance, I felt something more out of Gina, and I'm like, it's because she
Right.
was paired with y'all.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
really,
that's
I
what it
felt
was.
that chemistry and everything,
Mhm.
and I was just like, I love this because it seems like y'all, like you said, you picked off your balances and everything, your
Right.
highs and
Yep.
your lows, and
Feed
I
off
felt
each other.
that. I
Yeah.
felt that a lot.
Yeah. So Backdoor was definitely my biggest one. It's also the one all of us had the most fun.
Ujú.
Like
It shows.
it was because the
Yeah.
solo stages they were fun, but at the same time felt lonely at times. Because like when you're in lesson, it's like just you. But like when you're in lesson with like your team, it's like we were cracking jokes all the time. Like our vocal teacher, she literally I would always do this thing where whenever she'd be like, Christina, I need you, because I had this problem, like where I would use too much air when I sing, and so for Backdoor, you need to make very clear sounds. Like
Ujú.
it needs to be clear.
Yeah.
And so when I did my rap, I would rap like how I'm talking, and she was like, "Why is it that when you rap, it sounds perfectly clear, but then when you sing, it sounds like air?" And then I would always, because we had to, I would always go, "I don't know." And I would get frustrated with myself, and so like we just have so many like cute little inside jokes like that just made the whole process like feel like less of being evaluated and more of like, oh, I'm performing with my girls. You know what I mean? So yeah, Backdoor was definitely my favorite.
1080p had a question about you. How was the language barrier in Korea? Like, how was it, trying to communicate? Did you pick up a lot?
Yo tengo la teoría de que había alguien que les estaba diciendo qué es lo que decían los entrenadores, porque no todos hablaban el inglés. Y ajá, o sea, luego ellas se quedaban. Porque me acuerdo que cuando veía los ensayos de baile, les estaba explicando la coreógrafa como, no, para acá, pero como que en coreano, entonces se quedaban así, de, ¿qué? Y luego como que la coreógrafa les decía como una sola palabra en inglés, que les diera a entender más o menos, y ya, lo hacían.
A lot of Korean while you
Pero no
were
sé.
there?
So having taught K-pop and stuff, I kind of took it upon myself to learn Korean. At least like when I was teaching, I wanted to at least know what I was dancing to. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me at least translate, the lyric. Let me make sure I'm not teaching little kids a song that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just got fascinated with the Korean language, and I was like, wait a second, this is kind of cool. So I kind of was studying on my own
Okay.
for a while. I never really put into action genuinely speaking.
Okay.
I completely knew how to read and write, and like completely, I was like obsessed.
Yeah, I can
Wow.
tell because when y'all were doing the vocal stuff, I was like, yo, that's Hangul ever. That's
Yeah,
not
like
Yeah,
the
you
Sweet
did point
Baby.
it out, yeah.
No. I had a blast learning his lyrics. I was like, yeah. And then his lyrics they're really good. Okay,
Yeah.
like especially for Swing Baby. Swing Baby. JYP, his old songs are so good to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
Who's
they
Your
vibe.
Mama and Swing Baby were like my songs. I was like, yeah. And then I got Swing Baby. I was like, yeah. Yeah, so I had a blast learning those lyrics. But so I definitely I would say being in a household of different cultures and hearing multiple languages, because like Spanish, Portuguese is going on all the time in my house.
Okay.
Living in America, speaking active English, like my brain adapts very
Okay.
easily, I would say. So being in a completely different country where everything is in Korean, everything, the roads, the sign.
Todo, sí,
Speaking
claro.
English was like it was like a luxury. Like if you knew English, it's honestly not one of those countries where it's like people genuinely like know English. Like no. Yeah, nobody really knew English for real. It was
Okay.
like very broken. So my brain just really adapted very fast, especially in the facility. Like if like we just didn't the trainers didn't know any English. I mean, they would know like one. They'd be like, "Hey,
Right.
1, 2, 3."
Mhm.
But other than that, they like knew no English.
Entonces no había
And
ningún
so
traductor.
my brain kind of forced itself to just like reroute.
Oh,
And I can confidently say I was like almost as fluent as Gina while we were there.
Wow.
And Gina can tell you this. She literally, because there's times like when we were in backdoor, the teacher would say something because we had translators. And it got to the point.
sí tenían traductores. Sí, es que sería como extraño porque, por ejemplo, también cuando Sumi fue a verlas y también esta Gaby, no hablaban tampoco todo en inglés. Entonces es como, ajá, tenía que haber un traductor que les dijera, ¿no?
Point where the translators like they got to chill out whenever me and Gina were there because like we like knew what the trainers were saying. But the trainers like it got to the point where the trainer would like say something to Camila or something and the translator would be like, Gina, how do you say that? Christina, how would you say that? Like, how would you translate that? And then Gina would be like, how would you say that in English? And like we would just like banter back and forth, and that's when I really knew. I was like, wait a second, I think I like actually kind of know Korean.
Wow.
And then it blew my mom's mind because I honestly was not spending a lot of time with my mom. We had to be practicing all the time. It like during preparation for the final mission, me and mom like we went out to eat like just me and her time, and we went to get jjajangmyeon actually. And my brother didn't come with us, and she was like, wait.
Yo tenía curiosidad sobre eso, si su familia las acompañó. En el caso de Cristina parece que sí, que su mamá la acompañó, pero el resto no estoy segura. Porque también digo, wow, o sea, todas son muy chicas y todas viajaron a Corea, están solas, o sea, acompañadas entre ellas, sí, y por el staff y todo eso, pero están solas completamente, tipo sin su familia. O habrá familiares suyos, o no lo sé, ¿sabes? Es como, wow, me da mucha curiosidad.
You have to order, like, I completely ordered for us in Korean. And she was like, whoa, wait a second. You like, actually kind of know. And I was like, no, mom, ordering is so, like, that's so easy. You just say, like, 이거 하나. Like, it's so easy. And she was like, I couldn't do it. And I was like, yeah. But then she was like, wait, we have to order something to go for Aaron, like, for my brother. And I was like, oh, I got you. And she was like, what? And so then I was like... yeah, and like I ordered the thing and to go, and then the lady like she asked me, she was speaking so fast, and she was like, wait, so let me just be sure you want this order like for here, like you want 2 jjajangmyeons to like bring to the table to eat now, and then you want this portion to be for to go and stuff. And I was like, yeah, and like I was like getting it, and then my mom was like, no way you got all of that. And I was like, no, I got it though. That's what's so crazy. So I think like I definitely got like 80% fluent. I understand a lot more than I speak, just because there's just vocab, like you just need to know in Korean. But in terms of like dancing terminology, vocal terminology, like I know all that stuff because like that's what I was around the most. So yeah.
One of the funniest moments that happens on the show, we all got a good laugh out of it, was when you were practicing for I can't remember what you were practicing for, but somebody walks in.
Oh
yeah.
And you literally walk, and your back is against the wall. We thought you were going to knock over the TV for a second there.
That was funny.
It was so good.
So, aside from just that moment of meeting somebody, were there any moments like that in the JYP building? Like, did you run into twice, Stray Kids?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, we ran into everybody.
Oh,
I ran
man.
into so okay. I am a diehard ITZY fan. Like, I'm taking it to my grave. Like, I don't care that I didn't make it. I will always love ITZY as much as I always have. And oh my gosh, whoa.
Having flashbacks?
No, literally. But we had met twice first was who I met.
Okay.
And we had met like 3 of them. Not everyone from Twice. You kind of, it's just like you meet when they're like passing in the hallway.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not something like crazy formal, but everybody had met like all the ITZY members before. I had seen a single one. And I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, I need to meet, like, I can't be here in their company when they're coming every single day and not like, okay. I'm a diehard Chaeyoung fan, okay?
Oh, me too.
No,
She's my
Chaeyoung
bias.
is my ultimate bias. Like, what's your bias in Chaeyoung?
Está hablando de su bias, me parece que es Stray Kids. Sinceramente no conozco mucho sobre los miembros de Stray Kids, entonces asumo que están hablando de Stray Kids. Ajá.
Literally, I love her so much. She's the first ITZY member I met.
Ah, ok, está hablando de ITZY, perdón.
ITZY.
Entonces,
No,
¿de quién está
Chaeyoung
hablando?
is my.
Ah, Chaeyoung. Ok, ya escuché. Perdón. Creí que estaba hablando. Es que sentí como que estaban hablando antes de Stray Kids, según yo. Me perdí un poco. Ahora está hablando de ITZY, ¿no? Chaeyoung, ok.
Ultimate bias. Like, what's your bias in Chaeyoung from ITZY? Literally, I love her so much. She's the first ITZY member I met.
Nice.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. I was so happy. I met her in the bathroom. I was like watching my She came in and she was like, oh, like the stall doors were both closed. And I was like, she was like, oh, like, is this like, is there people in there? And I was like, oh my God, no. I was like, hi, because we have to like greet each other. Just go like, 안녕하세요 and stuff. So I greeted her and she was like, oh no, you don't have to bow so low. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. I literally love her
Love it.
so much. And then I met Yeji and Rujin after
Yeji,
that. And then I met
Rujin.
Yuna, and then I met Leah.
Oh,
and I was so happy. I
conocí
was
todo
like,
ITZY.
I can die happy now. I can die happy. But then, yeah, so we met Stray Kids too.
Stray Kids,
met-
ok.
Oh, I forgot how to
Niños heterosexuales según la traducción, ok.
I say their name. NMIX. We met NMIX.
Uh-huh.
And then we
NMIX.
met the Extraordinary Heroes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Extraordinary Heroes. Oh, and Nitsu. We met all the
Nitsu.
Nitsu girls.
Oh, nice.
They're the ones we
Oh,
talked to the
nice.
most
Great.
because they literally, we were doing what they did. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like the show
Makes
was
sense.
literally
Yeah,
like
yeah.
parallel. Theirs was just Japanese. Like, so it's really cute. Rima and my mom are like actually best friends. Like they talk. No, I'm being dramatic. They talked like one time in the lunch line, like through the whole lunch line, they like were talking. And it was so funny because like Camila was like, you do realize your mom's literally talking to Rima. Like, and I was like, yeah, I don't know how she's sane. But yeah. So we had a lot of interactions.
Ok.
1080p had another question, and it was
Pues me perdí toda esa parte anterior donde pensé que hablaban de Stray Kids porque no sé de qué hablaban exactamente. Pero después me regresé ya cuando empezaron a hablar de ITZY y del resto de grupos y eso. Y como mencionaron Stray Kids, creo que estaban hablando de otra cosa, pero no sé de qué exactamente. Es que no entendí nada de eso.
can't believe she makes this face every time. I
Cause I be forgetting. I'm working.
Has the experience of A to K changed any of your goals?
I think most definitely. Before A2K, I didn't think I would ever be like open to the idea of debuting and like genuinely being in the public eye. I was like, I didn't think I was like worth it. I was like, I'm just a dancer, just like I don't need to debut. Because while teaching, I would get questions a lot. People would be like, "You don't want to debut? You're so young. You're so young. You don't want to debut." And I'm gonna be like, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I like teaching. You know? I think I was just like comfortable in my little box. And then doing A2K, I pushed myself out of that box so bad. Like,
Salió de su
I
zona de
just jumped
confort.
to one of the big three. You know, I was like, let me just go on this JYP show. Whoa. And I love being on stage and I love performing and I love singing and dancing. That's the part people are like, oh, it's so hard and stuff. No, but like that feeling of like almost being out of breath is so thrilling to me. It's like, whoa. I love that. Like once I'm done with my part, I'm like doing the rest of the dance, and
Debe ser muy
I don't know.
emocionante.
I just love it.
Sí.
So my goals have definitely rerouted, and I do want to debut again. Either solo
Oh.
So like, what's like, I would say your most like nerve-wracking experience about the whole thing? Like, even though I know you just said that it's preparing you for your future, but what's one thing that like really just kind of made you kind of more nervous or unsettled about the whole A2K experience?
What really made me unsettled was I didn't like the fact that I had to genuinely wrap my head around the fact that it's also like what I was doing was filming a TV show. Like it's for entertainment,
Okay.
for an audience. While filming the show, it was completely like, I think it felt more fair than it ended up showing on the TV. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Ujú.
it's unsettling to see, but I get it because it makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, you gotta make money. The company needs to follow the plan that they had set from the very beginning.
Yeah.
It's just unsettling because I had this point of view that wasn't the same as their point of view.
Okay.
In terms of the entire thing.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
With it being reality TV, is there
Right.
like any scenes you like, man, I wish y'all kind of put that part in there, or
Mhm.
watching it back? Or was it like a moment
Mm.
that's like, hey, I should put that
Ooh.
back?
There's a bunch actually. And not even in like a negative sense, but like there's so many. I just wish they showed a lot more of our behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like of when we were actually preparing for our team mission, so people can see like so people don't have to speculate
Yeah.
whether we genuinely like each other or not. That's what I didn't like seeing on
I
social
didn't.
media.
Oh yeah, see, I don't be on social media, so I
The
didn't see that.
socials.
I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
the
didn't.
socials.
I never got that feeling. Like it never came off
Nah.
like anybody didn't get along. It always seemed like all of y'all were rooting for each other.
Yes.
1000%.
Every single
Yes.
time they showed somebody during somebody's performance, everybody seemed like they were genuinely like supportive of what everybody else had going on. There were a couple of times during the LA thing where I kind of pointed out like Savannah looked like she zoned out.
Yeah.
And that's why I was just like, no, but that's why I was just like, they've obviously been in this room for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah, we were.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we were there for.
Because I
a
think
while.
there's a point where she's like zoned out and JYP's like, Savannah, she's like, and I was just like, yeah, they've been in that room
Yeah,
for
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, but I definitely think I forgot what I was saying.
About never, people online believing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw like just unnecessary speculation like about like oh like she looked at her this way and stuff. Like it wasn't even like that.
Les va a parecer loco, pero sí es cierto. Cuando yo repetí este programa con mi grupo de amigos, tenía a una amiga diciendo, no diré el nombre de la miembro, pero estaba como, es que esta chica, ya la viste, está viendo feo a las otras. Es que mira, es que no, me cae mal porque seguramente debe ser una hipócrita y ni le caen bien y nomás finge que le caen bien. Y yo me quedé así de, estás haciéndote una película de que literalmente una de las chicas no le agradaba solamente porque en un par de tomas del mismo capítulo volteaba a ver a las otras chicas y luego como que esta chica de repente se volteaba como que no sé, algo, o sea, algo la distraía, tipo como que pensaba que a lo mejor no estaban enfocándola o tal, y como que simplemente pues dejaba de prestar atención, y era como, ¿viste? Es que se volteó, es que hizo esto, es que aquello, o así, ¿no? O viceversa, que estaba como tranquila y de repente volteaba de una manera que a esa amiga no le agradaba, que esta amiga era como de, es que me cae mal porque se nota que está fingiendo y es como, ¿qué? Y yo más bien, yo lo interpretaba justamente como ellos, de que quizás era que estaban muy cansadas y como, ajá, pues, o sea, hay un montón de cámaras, realmente podrías estar volteando a ver una cámara y en realidad otra cámara podría estar tomando como de que no te importa o de que, ¿sabes? O sea, como un montón de cosas porque además, pues sí, o sea, al menos en mi caso personal, que pues yo sé a nadie le importa mi vida, pero igual lo voy a decir. En mi caso personal, yo, al menos antes, no sé ahora, pero tenía mucho esta vibra de persona que caía mal. ¿Por qué? Nada más porque sí. O sea, porque había gente que como que me veían y luego pensaban que yo los veía mal, los veía feo, que como que, ajá, no era agradable. Y, y en realidad no pasaba nada malo por mi mente, ¿no? Incluso una vez una chica llegó a decirle a alguien que yo le daba miedo porque la había visto feo y tal, y el día que yo me le quedé viendo a esa chica, me le quedé viendo porque pensaba que su outfit era increíble, y estaba pensando como, wow, qué bien se ve, me encanta su estilo y esto, y esta chica pensaba que yo estaba como criticándola de una manera negativa, o sea, como que pensaba que la vi mal, que la vi feo, y esas cosas. Entonces sí puedo entender por qué se puede malinterpretar, porque yo misma lo vivo en carne propia, que mucha gente a veces malinterpreta la cara que hago, incluso las reacciones, muchas veces estoy sonriendo algo me está haciendo feliz, pero luego mi cara parece como si estuviera haciendo de que... como si sintiera asco de lo que estoy viendo, pero en realidad mi sonrisa es como así, como extraña. Tipo, es linda, pero hay un momento en el que si estiro mucho, como todo esto, se empieza a ver, a, a malinterpretar, se empieza a malinterpretar como si en lugar de gustarme, no me gustara algo, ¿saben? Y me di cuenta cuando empecé a verme a mí misma en los propios videos de las reacciones, de que en algunas ocasiones yo estoy viendo algo y yo recuerdo que en ese momento estaba pensando algo súper lindo, o sea que estaba pensando así de que, wow, qué increíble, me encanta lo que estoy viendo, pero mi cara es muy de... como si tuviera, ajá, les digo, como si no me gustara. Entonces, de hecho, creo que últimamente, conforme más me he ido acostumbrando al hecho de grabarme y al estar hablando aquí y todo eso, mi rostro se ha ido como aligerando, o sea, porque antes estaba más tenso. Entonces, de alguna manera ya últimamente en las reacciones ya no siento como que todo parece como que odio todo, como que nada me gusta y eso, porque ya me relajé. Entonces, como ya me relajé, ya aunque ahora sonrío, pero ya, ya no hago una mega, mega, mega sonrisa que antes la hacía, pues genuinamente la hacía, pero era como tenía todo tan tenso, tan nerviosa de que pues me estaba grabando y de que no sabía cómo hablarle a la cámara que de alguna manera como que, ¿saben? Como que apretaba todo, ¿me entienden? Entonces eso, es algo que, ajá, uno no está acostumbrado a ser grabado y menos por mucho, mucho tiempo. Y a veces cuando ves un video de ti mismo, de ti misma, dices, ¿por qué hice esa cara? O así me ven los demás, o te preguntas como ese tipo de cosas. Entonces yo siento que justamente lo que están hablando son puras malinterpretaciones del público, de que a veces piensan, es que la vio feo, es que hizo esto, hizo aquello, es que mira cómo volteó y así, y muchas veces no tiene nada que ver, o sea, muchas veces simplemente están distraídas, están viendo para otro lado, están pensando en otra cosa, porque eso también es algo que de repente te desconectas. Tipo yo, a mitad de esta reacción estaba porque me desconecté un momento que estaba leyendo todo, pero se me, se me apagó un poco el cerebro. Entonces, como que todo eso se puede malinterpretar, ¿sabes? Y puede haber gente que diga, ah, ya no le interesa, ah, ya se aburrió o así, pero en realidad, o sea, nunca puedes saber qué es exactamente lo que está pasando por la mente de la otra persona, a menos de que se lo preguntes o esa misma persona te lo diga. Entonces, ajá, o sea, yo no me dejo llevar tanto por eso porque yo genuinamente pienso que ellas se están llevando bien, que todas ellas sí formaron una amistad y eso porque desde un principio yo IP les dijo, ustedes pueden apoyarse, no están compitiendo entre ustedes, todas pueden debutar, no va, o sea, no es como que, ah, esta te quitó el lugar, ¿no? Entonces, por eso mismo no siento que hubiera, como ella misma lo está explicando, no creo que hubiera habido como una rivalidad entre ellas, que se cayeran mal, de que yo que sé, se abrazaran, pero luego llegaran al hotel y, ay, no me toques, o sea, ¿sabes? O sea, como que no, para nada. Porque aparte todas son muy chicas y muy agradables y están cumpliendo su sueño y todo es como bien, ¿sabes? O sea, en dado caso podría caerles mal a lo mejor, más bien gente externa, ¿no? O sea, tipo como que, no sé si a lo mejor alguien del staff les dijo algo feo, a lo mejor, ¿saben? Pero entre ellas yo dudo mucho que se caigan mal, yo creo que todas se llevaron muy bien siempre, incluyendo a las chicas que no están ahorita en Bicha. Y eso, ¿no? Es que no todo tiene que ser siempre tan negativo, no sé por qué la gente luego tiene como metido mucho este cliché de que la gente se tiene que desagradar o de que ven a un grupo de chicas y es como sí, pero a alguna de ellas es como que mala, ¿no? O eso. Y no siempre tiene que ser de esa manera. Sí hay casos, pero también hay casos donde no es así. Y yo creo que genuinamente ese es un caso donde las chicas están bien, están tranquilas y eso. Y obviamente, pues no se conocían. Pero se empezaron a conocer, se empezaron a llevar bien y ellas mismas lo han dicho, varias de ellas ya lo han expresado, como de, hice muchas amigas, me encanta, o sea, Camila dijo que amaba a sus amigas, Keiji también dijo que las amaba y todo eso, entonces, pues realmente siento que es como eso, es como más como una familia, como que tú debutas en un grupo de K-pop, imagínate pasar todos tus días con esas personas, claramente se vuelven unidas, claramente si tiene una diferencia, como que es como una familia, ¿me entienden? Como que tú con un hermano, tu mamá o así, te puedes enojar, pero ahí está, o sea, está, ahí vive contigo, ¿sabes? Y te enojas y a lo mejor, no sé, no le hablas un día o dos, pero al final de cuentas en algún momento tal vez van a hablar o tal vez algo va a pasar, lo que sea. No tengo que decir como que de a huevo, ¿no? Pero la mayoría de casos es como que, ajá, cuando tienes una familia, y vives con esta familia y todo eso, pues te acostumbras como a un montón de cosas, o sea, a sus actitudes y a, pues, cómo son, cómo se llevan y todo eso. Entonces, como que el acostumbrarte a eso luego te hace entender cuando, no sé, por ejemplo, tu mamá está enojada y ya sabes que está enojada y ya sabes cómo actúa cuando ella se enoja y todo eso. Y entonces, ajá, sabes, es como conoces a las personas muy a fondo y eso es lo que pasa mucho con los grupos de K-pop, que son como una familia, que conviven todos los días, que pasan mucho tiempo juntas, que se conocen y todo eso. Y obviamente toda la gente que conozcas, así sea la persona que más quieres, tal vez siempre va a haber una actitud o una cosa que no se parece o que no congenia del todo contigo y no por eso la vas a odiar y no por eso van a dejar de hablar, ni de ser amigos, ni de nada, ¿sabes? Entonces lo que quiero decir es que en todos los grupos de K-pop, en especial los que llevan mucho tiempo, deben de tener un montón de experiencias de todo tipo y no solo lo que vemos en los videos o frente a las cámaras, ¿saben? Entonces hay algo más que siempre las une. Imagínense esas chicas, o sea, estas chicas viajaron y han hecho un montón de cosas y han ido a un montón de lugares juntas, platican de cosas, ¿sabes? O sea, como justo esto que decía Cristina, yo no sabía que su mamá estaba ahí, ¿sabes? Hasta ahorita que estoy escuchando todo esto. Y las chicas conocían a su mamá, o sea, hay como un montón de cosas que probablemente no vimos ni vamos a saber qué pasaron, pero que debieron de haber hecho que estas chicas también se unieran mucho. ¿Qué pasa también en las reacciones que estamos haciendo también a los detrás de cámaras? Es lo mismo, o sea, vemos las partes que ellas están grabando, sin embargo, ellas también en un punto llegan a su hotel, yo qué sé, ya se relajan, se acuestan, ¿no? Se meten a bañar y todo eso. ¿Y qué hacen? Pues tal vez platican. ¿Y de qué platican? No lo sabemos. Pero probablemente esas son las cosas que hacen que los vínculos entre ellas se vuelvan cada vez más y más y más fuertes. Todas estas experiencias juntas. Entonces, tanto la experiencia de grabar el show como la experiencia, como dijo ella, de grabar, de hacer cosas en grupo y de hacer cosas individuales y de todo eso, es como se apoyan las unas a las otras, se quieren las unas a las otras y eso. Entonces, yo no estoy a favor como de estar siempre como queriendo especular y tirar hate y decir, es que mira, esa odia a esta, o es que esta esto, o es que esta aquello, o así, porque al final de cuentas, independientemente, obviamente todos tienen derecho a decir, a mí no me cae bien tal, o a mí no me cae bien tal, no tiene por qué caerle bien todo el mundo, pero eso tampoco justifica el odio que llegan a recibir algunas de estas chicas, y también de otros programas de supervivencia, por cosas así, porque ha pasado muchas veces que la gente recibe un montón de odio, las chicas reciben, y los chicos también reciben un montón de odio por ciertas cosas, ¿no? En especial en programas de supervivencia, cuando de repente no queda el favorito de tal y luego sí queda tal y es como, es que es culpa de este y así, ¿no? Y no tiene por qué ser así. Nunca vayan y rematen contra los concursantes de estos programas porque ellos simplemente están ahí participando, tratando de cumplir su sueño, esforzándose igual que el resto. Y las decisiones que se toman, por ejemplo, esta decisión que tomó JYP de bicha 6 ellas, y aunque lo haya tomado JYP y otras 100 personas más, o JYP solo, a final de cuentas es una decisión que se tiene que respetar y que no por eso tendría que tirarle hate a las chicas de bicha por decir, ay, es que Cristina no está y es porque seguro esta, pues tenían que meter a esta y por eso metieron a esta en su lugar o ese tipo de cosas, ¿saben? Entonces es como... Yo no apruebo para nada eso. A mí sí me parece que es hate justificadísimo, como disfrazadísimo, así de que ay, pues es que no, o sea, no es por tirar, nada más es que me parece así feo, injusto y ta. Sí puedes tener una opinión, pero yo creo que el respeto luego se nota, el respeto hacia las demás. En mi caso, nunca ha llegado nadie a comentar algo feo hacia alguna de las integrantes, ni de A2K, ni nada, pero he sabido por comentarios que ustedes mismos me dejan, he sabido de gente que sí es muy grosera, muy grosera, y que tiran hate a varias personas, tanto de este show como de otros shows que hemos estado viendo, y eso no me gusta nada, o sea, es como, una cosa es una opinión pues bien, o sea, respetuosa y eso, y ya otra cosa ya es como estar buscando el hate y estar buscando ahí a huevo una razón para odiar o convencer a los demás de que odien a tal persona, ¿saben? Y es en toda la industria del K-pop, también en grupos de K-pop y cosas así. Es todo un tema, pero sí, eso es lo que yo opino. Yo opino que los grupos de K-pop, a pesar de que se forman desde trainees o desde shows de supervivencia y todo eso, sí se vuelven genuinamente amigos y sí se vuelven genuinamente cercanos y una familia. Y si llegan a tener diferencias, las pueden ir resolviendo. Entonces, esa es mi opinión. Sí creo que, obviamente, si contamos a todos los grupos de K-pop, todos seguramente sí habrá grupos en donde integrantes se hayan caído mal o peleado, pero también creo que lo han solucionado. Entonces, eso, ¿saben? Al final de cuentas, el contenido que nosotros recibimos es el contenido que vamos a consumir, ¿saben? Las canciones, los podcasts, las entrevistas, todo eso es lo que vamos a recibir nosotros. Y podemos querer mucho al idol que queramos y podemos apoyar mucho a todos los grupos y a toda la gente que queramos. Sin embargo, ya lo que respecta a lo que pasa detrás de, solo ellos lo saben. Y ya es como muy, ajá, les digo, no me parece bien como estar especulando de, es que es mala persona porque hizo esta cara o hizo esto o aquello. Entonces, ajá, o sea, como que luego también se pasan por una miradita, por una volteadita, ya asumen que esa persona es como que el diablo y pues así no funcionan las cosas, ¿saben? Entonces eso obviamente no es lo mismo que cuando sale un caso de pasó esto y esto y esto, ¿saben? Que los acusan de algo o así, pero estamos hablando en este momento de una miradita, ¿saben? De una miradita, de voltear a ver y que ya te dijeron que ya te acusaron de que no, es que me vio feo, es que vio feo a mi favorita, es que, ¿saben? O sea, y no lo sé. Tengo mis dudas al respecto, porque a veces no es eso. Y ya, voy a seguir, porque me pausé un chingo de tiempo hablando de esto, así que vamos a
I
ver.
just wish they showed more behind the scenes of so you could see like our interactions and like us genuinely working together.
Ujú.
Also so that you could see
Yo
like the
quisiera
actual
también ver eso.
hardships we went through. I feel like they kind of showed it in LA, but they just kind of glossed over it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was like minuscule,
No,
right?
literally.
Because it's like we get most of it from people talking, right? So,
Right.
because I think Kendall mentioned like you and Savannah helping her.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there were a couple times where somebody
yeah.
said, "So and so helped me with this. So and so helped me
yeah.
with this. KG helped me with this."
Yeah.
So that kind of filled in that gap. But if you weren't paying attention to that,
Right.
then
Mhm.
you completely missed it.
So I just wish like they showed more of those behind the scenes, because personally I was helping so, and they mentioned it a lot, but it would just go right over your head. Like Kaylee was like,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah," and Christina being like a dance teacher, she was helping me. Like my heart and soul was poured out to those girls. Like at their any beck and call, I was like, "Yeah, let's go." Even if I'm like it got to the point my mom was like, "Christina, have you even practiced your own song?" And I was like, "Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot that I'm supposed to be competing. Yeah. But I just wish they showed more behind the scenes so you could see those kind of wholesome interactions between the two of us. I mean, between all of us, and yeah.
The only injury they mentioned was Savannah, right? Because Savannah got
ankle.
injured
right.
before her Stray Kids
Right.
performance. So
Yeah.
you got injured
Mm-hmm.
before you said the final performance. So Universe.
Yeah, before Go Getter and
Mhm.
Universe. Those were filmed like back to back, by the way.
Oh,
Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those were filmed.
I thought those were at least 2
Oh.
different days.
Yeah.
but-
No, the same day. Everything was
Oh.
on the same day.
Okay.
That whole thing.
So how did that happen? Was it during training? Was it?
So, long story.
You didn't
But-
fall off anything.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm
Platform.
crazy, not that crazy. But basically, I don't know, I just was overworking myself. For the final mission is when our team, we were focused on dancing.
Oh.
Because we just knew where our skills were at. We were focused on dancing because we have 3 very strong singers. They were 3 very strong singers. You know what I mean? And then I was forcing them to help me with my vocals. I was like, please help me, please. Please. Like, KG, I need you to embed your little blues into my
Little
vocal
blues.
cords, please. Okay. Like, I need
That's
it.
hilarious.
So, like, we would spend like time on my singing, and then it would be me with the dancing. And we would go hard all the time. And it got to the point where on Sundays when we were supposed to be resting, we weren't. Yeah. And I don't know, like, honestly, I think I was just like just go, because I'm very good about staying healthy and taking care of my body and stuff, because I want to do dancing for a living. Like, I can't be reckless. Do you know what I mean? But it was just so like go. Like, it's the final mission. It has to be literally 100% perfect. One practice, like our like two practices before our last one, literally like 3 days before the actual final mission, after we were done rehearsing, like, I pulled something in my back or something, and I was like, Mom, my back is kind of hurting. And she was like, okay, well, we're gonna go home and we're gonna sit down. Okay. And this was on our rest day. I was like, let's go. So she was like, we're gonna go home, we're gonna just sit down now. Okay, please. She would always go, please, can you just sit down, please? And I'd be like, okay. So we were like watching some anime, and I was like, Mom, I'm feeling muscle spasms in my leg. I can and it's burning down my leg, down my whole right leg. She was like, literally, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, like my muscle, like I can feel it like throbbing at points, and it's hurting really bad. And she was like, okay, I need you to take a video. Because then I showed her, and in my calf, I have the videos on my phone actually. In my calf, you would see like occasionally, like when I sit my leg a certain way, you would see like my muscle go like this. It would go like
Oh.
But the problem is every time that happened, it would burn down my whole leg.
Ow.
And I was like, I can't dance. Like I have to dance in 3 days. I can't. What am I gonna do? And so Mom was like, all right, let's stay level-headed. We're gonna go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor the next morning, and cute little clinic. It was like a sports clinic or something like that. Luckily, I had injured my back to the point where it was pinching a nerve, a major nerve affecting the mobility of my whole right leg. I got shots down my back to temporarily ease the pain, and it worked for like a day. Then when I got to the final mission, like, the pain was so bad. Like, it was to the pain, like, I can only describe it where, like, in my brain, my like pain nerves were like spicy. It was like it was like hurting me so bad. I was like in shock that it was hurting so bad. Mom, she would like rush me into the bathroom. She put like the little patches, like the icy hot patches, like all down my backside like this. Thank God I was in pants for both performances, because I don't know how I would have done that without the pain relieving patches to like even temporarily ease it. But what definitely made it worse was having to do all the kicks that I had to do. Like universe, I kick. And I do the whole back bend. Like, it's just, yeah. So I was terribly injured. I just got done with my physical therapy, because then when I didn't make it, I came back home and we went to see a neurologist, and he like properly diagnosed me, and he was like, okay, you need physical therapy. So I've been doing physical therapy so much. That's why I kind of haven't done crazy dances, because I gotta lay off my back. Yeah, but now I'm done with physical therapy. I do need to like do at-home physical therapy like for the rest of my life, but yeah, that's my dream.
I've never done physical therapy, so I have no clue.
Man,
yeah, that's a lot.
It's basically just like working out. Like, it's just working out like the certain
stretching?
muscles. No, not stretching. Like, I'm like I was doing like planks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just like weighted plank. It's just like in certain positions to like grow, like strengthen the muscles that wrap around my spinal cord, so that like the pressure's relieved off my back and off that nerve that was pinched. So.
Wow, entonces ya no sé, o sea, esto ya es permanente, Dios
Yeah,
mío.
I kind of do wish they would have showed more stuff like that. And
A mí también me hubiera gustado.
I could have sworn we were like, you basically were one of the most impressive people in the last performance.
Thank you.
Like,
Yo
when
también
we
lo
were watching
recuerdo
it, 'cause we were
así.
just- I feel like we said her and Savannah had the best performances for the last performance. So because we had felt Camilla had messed, or I can't say it. I definitely felt. I don't want to put words in you guys' mouths. I know how people are in the comments. I remember saying, because like I was like, if anything, I feel like Camille messed up a little bit on the last two performances, but you were super consistent.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So it's like I wouldn't have never even known
Yeah,
Yeah.
no idea.
that you were hurt.
Yeah.
I'm so glad because that was the only thing I was praying. I was like, please just don't. And I think maybe like when they said like, oh, you look nervous, it was probably because we did go get her first. So it was probably like in my head, you probably could see the pain in my face. If I'm being dead honest, you
Yeah.
probably could just see the pain in my face
When
occasionally.
you watch it back, can you
Yeah.
you like
Yeah.
feel exactly how you
Yeah,
felt?
no, because like every single move I executed, like so those performances back to back worsened my injury like by
yeah.
tenfold.
Okay.
So we had to see that neurologist when we came home. Like I don't know what I would have done had I made it and had to then prepared to debut because like it was very serious. It was a very serious injury. And I felt like with each move I did, it worse. Like I literally felt the pain while I was performing. And it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And then they were like, "You look nervous," and I was like, "No, but I get it." Like I'm actually dying of pain.
Yo sinceramente no lo noté, no noté absolutamente nada. Nunca sentí que estuviera nerviosa, estuve en desacuerdo, pero wow. Es que bailar sintiendo dolor en tu cuerpo es muy complicado. Qué admirable, sinceramente.
Yeah.
Well, once again, shout out to you for
Yeah.
all the
Thank you
composure
so
you put
much.
out. That's great.
Thank you.
Great.
That's dedication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I also had we have a Discord server and we had asked a couple people if they could ask you anything, what
Yeah.
they wanted to ask you.
Mhm.
So
Preguntas.
Dino asks, what was something about the audition and competition that you found the most challenging or unexpected?
My injury. The most unexpected. Like because it was just a regular day of practicing and then we were just walking home and all of a sudden like I felt something nick in my back and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
mother, my back." And she was like, "No, we're gonna go." And we actually like iced it and stuff. No, I didn't like.
No, well, the back is the worst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
If
literally.
your back
and it was
is
like
hurt,
my
yeah,
lower
then-
back, so every time I sat too long, anytime I
you
would
had to
stand
stand
up, when I was walking too long, and when I would start dancing, it was horrible.
Oh, just moving around like
No,
regular.
Just everything.
Just being mobile.
Yeah, you know, that
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
So I had a question from Jed. What did she find interesting about the recording process with both music and the show?
Let me think. What I found interesting.
Because the one thing I know I was kind of upset about was the moment that you mentioned that you on the show that they let you say that you had kind of joined the show and thought maybe you could be a rapper. I think all of us were like, hold on, what?
Right.
Why haven't they let her rap on the
Right.
show?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had actually like from the online auditioned as a rapper. Like from the online audition, I didn't sing. I submitted a video.
Okay.
So I'm such a blank. I submitted a video of me doing Lisa's rap from Love to Hate Me. Oh, and I chewed up those words. Love to hate me, you hate to love. Like I was literally going at them. And then and then JYP was like singing. I was like, oh. Okay. And then I just remember Love You Like a Love Song at regionals was like one of the songs on the list. And I was like, let me just go. But yeah, I had auditioned as a rapper. But I think what I found interesting was definitely the way the show ended up turning out in terms of like how it was completely different than how we filmed it. But I did kind of expect it. I just didn't know it was going to be done to the extent at which it was.
Okay. That's fair.
But it is editing. So, yeah.
So Sarah had asked, how do you manage the stress of the entertainment life? Because soon as you made a social media account, I know you saw them numbers.
Oh, I can imagine.
I know you were like, you're probably like, hold on, what's
Se pasó. Ella puso el Instagram y de la nada, ¡zas! Me llegaron a mí con el spoiler de nada. Es que Cristina, ya no va a estar en E2K, seguro la eliminaron, no sé qué. Es que mira el Instagram y mira esto. Y yo, ¿qué?
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, so what was so funny is before I even posted anything, so I like don't take pictures of myself. So I had used like a picture that I took a selfie like with my brother and I just cropped it out as my profile picture before I was allowed to post. And it was so funny because people were like, no, that's not really her. That's like a fake account. And I'm like reading the comments. I'm like, no, that's definitely me.
There were actually a couple blog posts I saw after we
Mhm.
finished the show
Mhm.
where people are like, we don't think Christina made the show because she made an Instagram page and didn't post anything yet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
somebody
Yeah.
has said that.
Yeah.
Literalmente, a
But
mí
how
me
did you feel
pasó
when you
eso.
start seeing those numbers go through, like
No.
the subscriber numbers and followers?
That was really crazy. Like
Sure.
I remember I went live. So after like the final mission, I went live. And it was like 6,000 people immediately. And I was like, whoa. No, literally, I was like, wait a second. And then everyone started following me when I was live and they like saw my face. And I was like, oh my God.
Debe
Wait a
ser una
second,
locura.
y'all. Like, and they were like, Christina, I love you so much, Christina. Asking me all these questions. I was like, wait. Because, you want to like answer every single one.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like,
It's coming too quick.
no,
Yeah.
literally. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then my mom like texted me. She was like, "Can you chill out?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's fine, guys. It's okay." That was definitely. It was like a roller coaster, an emotional roller coaster.
So how have you been balancing that as far as like, trying to stay yourself,
Yeah.
Right.
not being like you definitely want to, debut and
Right.
and stuff like that, but you
Mhm.
still want to be humble. Pretty sure your mom's like, stay under
There we
control.
go.
Yeah.
You're,
No,
you're
yeah,
still
yeah,
my little
sure.
Christina.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not.
yeah. I think I'm just trying to honestly my social media pages it's just me doing my jokes really. I kind of am just having fun with the platform. Just trying to stay encouraging to other people
That's great.
because I know a lot of people they DM me and they're like, "Oh, well, why are you not depressed? How are you
No.
not so upset from the outcome of the show? Like if I was you, I would cry for days and so on." I'm like, no. I've done my crying already. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's I learned from it, and I'm just trying to be really positive because like now that I have this big platform, it's like all these people are constantly watching me, and I know what I say. It's gonna reflect a certain way. They'll believe it. You know what I mean? So I want to leave a good impression and not take for granted like the fact that I have this big platform now.
Mm.
So Iron Addict asks, what is it like learning choreography? How strict were the choreographers? And was it easy for you or did you have some struggles?
So, not gonna toot my own horn,
Ooh.
but it.
Okay.
I'm gonna toot it for you. How about that?
Dancing was definitely not my concern.
Mm.
The dancing aspect was not my concern when we were in Korea. I was definitely focused completely vocally. That I was like, I just need to get better at singing, like so bad. And then putting the two together, singing and dancing,
Had to
and
be
just
tough.
the whole concept of being stable while having to move so freaking fast. It's like, whoa. I picked up the choreo fast, but then I went straight to the singing, dancing, and I was like, all right. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, like I picked up the dancing fast. No, I was like, okay, great. Now that I got it, let me go ahead and get started on singing and dancing because I know, like, especially for Backdoor, we were expected to dance so hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm going to be punching air while singing, like, I need to be doing this over and over and over and over. So just, yeah, consistency. So, yeah.
So our resident twice stan in our Discord, Christian.
Shout out to Christian.
He wanted to
Shout
know if you have a twice bias and who is it?
So,
Bias en Twice, ¿no?
I get asked this question so many times and I answer it every single time, but I'm so glad to answer it yet again. It is Miss Jihyo. Because
Jihyo.
she the woman she is just crazy. I love Jihyo so much. That's why I covered Killing Me Good. That literally cleared every single solo I've ever heard in my life. Like that was so good. I love her. I love everything she stands for. Just her having been under the company for so long.
Time.
And
Yes.
like, I mean, obviously I don't know her personally, so I don't know like the hardships she went through. But the fact that she's still like here, standing, doing what she's doing, and I mean,
Sí.
I don't know if the smile's fake, but the
Ay.
smile's still there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you were training for like 10 years or something. You joined the company when you were a kid. And you didn't debut till you were literally a grown adult.
Right.
And it's so crazy to me. And you're like, you're happy, you're
Es
content.
toda una
and you're just
inspiración, la
like,
verdad.
I don't know, the epitome of crazy work ethic.
Muy
So,
admirable.
That's why she's my bias.
Agreed.
Gio is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Kiki said, how did the training process affect your headspace?
Mm-hmm.
and your passion as an artist?
Oh.
Ooh, I think the training 100% grew my passion because I thought I was passionate about like the me before A2K thought she was passionate about dancing. Like no, like now I'm like 100-fold more passionate about dancing and singing and performing and like all this kind of things just because of like what I was put through. I'm like, yeah, if I survived that, I
Mhm.
literally can do anything
Yes.
now.
Yes.
And I will. So
Mhm.
that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Yeah.
I had two more.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter Terry says, "Do you still want to pursue a career in the idol industry?"
Oh.
Oh, I'm kind of just exploring, seeing the different opportunities coming. I would love to be an idol because I love the K-pop culture, the whole like photo cards and like
Yeah.
fan meetings. It's so cute. I
You
love
should do
it so
some photo
much.
cards.
Okay.
We can tell
We
you how
have.
to do it. We have some.
We have photo
I don't know. I feel like nobody will buy them if I'm being like I would
Yo,
charge
yo las compraría.
so
Oh my god.
maybe a dime. I'd be like no.
Te quiero, Cristina. Ahí atrás también.
Literally just a dime for my face. But yeah, I would love to debut in the idol industry. I would love to debut wherever.
Okay.
Yeah.
In La La Land, I felt like that question got answered.
Yeah, that's
already.
got answered. Yes.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if anybody else had any other questions.
What lies ahead in the future? You
Yeah.
know, what's in the future for Cristina? You know, what does that look like?
Bright
Yes, there we
and
go.
huge.
Yes.
I hope.
I
Oh,
see
no,
it.
no, no.
Thank
We all
you.
see it. We all
Yeah.
see
Thank
it.
you. I'm just living day by day. But I know I'm just trusting the right doors that will open up it like when they're supposed to. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, if it means anything, I think you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you know, just how you've been sitting here and talking about everything. You sound confident, passionate, and everything about you do. So I wish the best for you
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. If there's anything we can do to help you,
Mhm.
just let us know. We do stuff.
Yes.
We do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Except dancing.
I can teach you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, we appreciate you taking time out of your day
Absolutely.
for you coming through.
Yes.
Mama
Mm.
Lopez as well.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Of course.
But yeah, you know, you did a great job on the show. Even though you did not make
Amazing
the group,
job.
I believe you didn't make the group because there's something bigger for you coming
Thank you.
very, very soon.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it was incredible watching you. It was incredible meeting you.
Mhm.
And you're great, super humble, down to earth.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
Kudos
it's
to
been
mom.
fun
I'm
Humilde,
sorry.
mi
As
chiquita.
a mom, I'm just like,
No, yeah.
Yeah.
it's mom.
No, for real.
This is
I
the
love
mom
it.
is
I
the
love it.
foundation.
Yes.
Mom is mom.
Right.
Right.
My mom's my superstar.
Aw.
Yes. I definitely don't think I would have taken the experience and like come out of it the way I have without her and what
Mm.
she's told me. Just like how to even go about handling the fact that I didn't make it, let
Right.
alone like anything else. So
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
special
Mom.
shout out because I don't know how it is as a mother
Gotta be
watching your
nerve-wracking.
daughter go through this whole process, but
Right.
Especially, I
Yes.
couldn't have been there because
Yeah.
I would have been like, yeah,
I would have been too
Would've threw
emotional,
something.
you know. I was like, "What you say? Huh?" Like, you know,
What you say
but-
about my baby?
Yeah, right.
Pull somebody to the side. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
hey,
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
JYP, can I speak?
Yeah.
to you?
Come here.
Oh, come here.
Come here. Yeah.
But yes, special shout out to you as well.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to let the viewers know? Anything you want to sign out with?
Oh.
See, like that
Definitely
stuff,
follow
I
you on
just-
social media.
Oh yeah,
that part, yeah.
You can follow me on social media if you want to. It's Cristina Lopez. On Instagram, it's one Cristina Lopez. On TikTok, it's Cristina.lopez.s. If you want to know more information about my dance classes, you can go to Seoul as in the city in Korea, Cristina as in CRISTINA.com. Or if you want to check out my dance team, go on Instagram and go Seoul as in the city in Korea _up
Wow.
_ATL. Woo.
Okay.
That was good.
All All right, y'all. And that was it. That's all we got.
Yeah, man.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye. Wow, terminó. Ok, listo. Hora de la opinión final. Primero que nada, voy a dar like a este video. Y agradecer a TRC Reactions por este bonito podcast con Cristina. Tal vez es algo que muchos no esperaban, pero en mi caso, como mi integrante favorita de todo el programa A2K, para mí es genial por fin poder escuchar todo lo que ella tiene para opinar sobre todo el show, cómo se la pasó, estas experiencias, estas locuras y todo eso. Estoy muy feliz por ella, aunque yo sí tengo esta teoría de que ella iba a debutar. Pero es porque yo se los dije desde que terminó, ¿ok? Yo les dije, es que JYP se acercó de una manera muy sospechosa a ella. Entonces yo siento que ella cuando dice, pues voy a esperar a ver qué oportunidad sale, es porque ella sabe que va a haber una oportunidad. Ella sabe en el fondo que algo va a pasar. Tal vez no estoy diciendo que va a hacer algo con JYP, pero estoy diciendo que JYP no la soltó realmente. JYP dijo como, mira, no se pudo esta vez, pero... le guiñó el ojo y le dijo, espérate tantito. Entonces yo creo, de hecho creo que eso es lo mismo con Gina, pero Gina quizás no quiso, o quizás se desesperó un poco y prefirió mejor tomar su camino, cosa que también es respetable. Sin embargo, de Cristina yo sí pienso eso, sí pienso que va a pasar eso. O sea, pienso que eventualmente va a salir una oportunidad en la cual ella va a poder formar parte, algo va a pasar con ella, pero va a ser increíble. Y bueno, independientemente de si no es con JYP o lo que sea, yo sé que ella ahorita con todo esto le ha de estar yendo muy bien. Ella se ve que está muy tranquila, que está muy feliz con las cosas que pasaron con con su vida, con sus experiencias. Y al final de cuentas, estuvo bien porque pudo recuperarse tranquilamente sin tener que sufrir más de su lesión. Porque en el hipotético caso de que hubiera estado con A2K, tal vez hubiera sido más difícil todavía para ella todo, ¿no? Pero lo habría hecho, lo habría logrado, porque ella igual es muy, o sea, es muy optimista y de todas formas habría hecho lo mejor que pudo, ¿saben? Pero, ajá, estoy muy feliz de saber ahora sí como lo que piensa ella, concuerdo con un montón de cosas, me encantó enterarme de cosas que no, como datos, así que no sabía antes. Platicar con ustedes, para mí siempre es un placer porque me encanta estar aquí como, pues viendo y reaccionando y en el chisme y todo al mismo tiempo. Espero que no les moleste mucho que luego esté hablando como de experiencias mías, pero es como lo que me baso también para poder entender las experiencias de los demás, como el decir, yo viví algo parecido y sentí esto y me pasó esto y esas cosas, entonces espero no sea molesto para ustedes. Y eso, yo creo que algo va a pasar y guarden esto, creo que algo va a pasar con Cristina y creo que JYP va a estar involucrado en cuestiones de su carrera, porque sí, no quiso profundizar mucho con esto de ser idol, pero yo siento que lo terminará haciendo sí o sí. Y en el caso de que no, de todas maneras sé que le irá muy bien. Estoy muy feliz, estoy muy orgullosa de ella y en serio estoy agradecida por este podcast de estos chicos, que de verdad espero que no sea una molestia que haya subido una reacción de su podcast, pero supongo que no porque ellos también hacen reacciones solo que en inglés. Y eso, o sea, pues también les voy a dejar ahí los links para que puedan ir a seguir ese canal también si quieren y todo eso. Y ya, creo que eso sería todo por el video del día de hoy porque va a estar larguísimo. Entonces ya mejor me voy a callar. Espero que hayan disfrutado conmigo de este podcast, conmigo y con Cristina, de este podcast familiar, obviamente. Y eso sería todo por el video del día de hoy. Recuerden suscribirse si no lo han hecho, picarle a la campanita y todas esas cosas. Nos vemos en el siguiente video. Chao.